as I can be.
Stand by.
Beep, beep, boop.
You didn't record that great joke?
No, I didn't.
Damn it. Eat.
I mean,
It's a real wall-standing joke.
I did appreciate, I really enjoyed the introduction to the night I punched Russell Crowe in the head.
Mm-hmm. There was
There's
an
Australian
yeah, an
band.
Australian individual there, and he's like, "Don't tell him this, but I punched Russell Crowe in the head."
Oh yeah.
But it
We
was
were
a lot
going.
longer.
It was like,
Beautiful.
we were stealthy about the name.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Don't tell Russell Crowe about the song. We're pretty sure they won't notice. The song is called "The Night I Punched Russell Crowe in the Head."
I believe that's how they introduced it last year too.
Yeah, probably.
It's a good introduction.
It's a very good introduction.
That song is just great, anyways.
I tuned back in. Did you guys mention that there was actually an Aussie from the other act?
I did. The other act
Yeah.
is Aussie.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready?
Does anyone know how to pronounce this?
I can't
Nope.
read it from here.
The Cthulhu words.
Figui Magarwa Kafurele Watagan Fatagan. I can't remember the chunk of it.
I usually hear it Fatagan.
I've heard it enough times at this point.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it in my head every night.
That looks like Welsh.
It's not.
Yeah, no.
All right.
I have a feeling Lovecraft didn't like the Welsh.
He didn't.
Lovecraft was just
They weren't.
racist,
They weren't
wasn't
white
he?
enough.
He was just
Yeah,
racist.
like
He
A
was.
pillar of smoke blots out the stars above. The wailing chorus of ghost rock piercing the night, silencing the wildlife around. A figure limps towards a window, making his way inside and away from the heat. Bodies strewn on the ground, all seeming centered on one person. A grinning mask hides their face as they dispatch another victim. A gunshot cuts through the noise, taking down a person who had leveled a gun at the grinning killer, dropping them where they stood. A well-dressed individual stands among the wreckage of a cage, watching the fight intensely, his hands moving almost imperceptibly in time with the actions of the fight. In the shadows of the hall, adjacent to the carnage, two figures move up to some stairs, one looking fleetingly at the door as they pass by it, the other staring resolutely up. So, we return to our heroes.
So just as a note, Lester's intro just makes me think of like the intro for Stitch in Lilo and Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
Just send your nicest angel.
yeah, that's me.
Yep. Just dropping everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on the floor now.
So pass
It's there.
that one down.
I would prefer to not be passing
Pass
one more
that
down.
one down.
Are we going to go all the way around?
Okay. So this one is yours. We're putting it there.
Nope, the answer is no.
I still have to get take
Yes.
two.
That one is for Steve. These ones are for you.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'm okay with that. Middle of the road.
I want to be clear about this. Fuck you.
Here you go.
Fuck you.
Okay. So we are going Jokers.
You're calculating.
Ace. King. Queen.
No, not much.
Jack. 10.
Howdy. Alright. I'm currently following this person up some stairs,
Yep.
making sure that there isn't a giant spider, and B, not too much fire,
Mm-hmm.
aside from the screaming.
How much fire is too much fire?
Yes.
When it's too close to me.
Fair.
Yeah.
So you are in the hall. You have made it to the stairs that you worked your way down.
Yep.
Looking up, you see the dancing light of the flaming wall kind of projected onto the chandelier.
Mm-hmm.
It is an amazing effect, and you would imagine would be beautiful, assuming that
Yeah.
this was any other situation.
Yeah, no, we would be great. I have no water, and I have nothing that I can easily put
I
this
have no
after.
water and I must scream.
Yes.
Oh, my throat is too dry.
I'm not.
Yeah.
There's nothing left, so
Oh, then definitely.
you're probably done.
I'm cutting you off, but it's only like my third drink. I have nothing left, so I can.
Mm-hmm.
My barrels are empty.
So wall's on fire, but otherwise...
The wall is on fire, but you only see it through what you can only assume is some windows along the wall.
Beautiful. Okay, cool. I'm going to make sure that there's no one ahead of us.
Okay.
Like, just...
Go up and make me a notice roll.
Safety.
Trying not to get shot. That would be nice. Oh! Well, we got that out of the way for tonight.
Hey,
One!
Kurt one.
Double ones!
Okay.
You get scared by a statue in the hallway.
You lose track of the way the library is.
Shit.
You take a right.
You
I-
open a door,
Okay.
thinking it's right here.
There is a very fancy door on your right, though.
You know what? Fair enough. I go for the very fancy door. I don't know if
Yeah.
they follow me.
You are leading me because you knew where the library was.
Yep.
You had just been
so
there.
With that, we will end that turn. You enter into a bedroom.
Is there any other doors that lead out of the bedroom?
There is a couple of doors that lead off to the side.
Surely the library is connected to the bedroom.
I don't remember going for a bedroom, but
it would be
this is definitely
so
the way. So
cozy.
Mm-hmm.
Your books, your cozy bed.
Yeah.
yeah, no. So I tried the one on the right. No, wait,
Okay.
hang on.
So you're entering
Hang on.
in.
I went right, so no point in going right again. Go left.
There's nothing to your left.
Oh, is it
But
straight?
It's basically on a corner.
Hmm.
There's a big bed in there. There is a room to your right, but you don't know what's in there. There is just a wardrobe and some dressers on your left.
Okay, we go to right then.
All right, you enter a closet.
Maybe there's a secret door to the library.
Roll me another notice roll.
I suspect would at least remember if there was a secret passageway. Secret passageways are always memorable. 4.
Okay, the door does not close and lock you in.
Good.
You managed to get out of there in time. So that was 10s, 9s.
Hey, I'm a 9.
Oh yeah, what was the other?
Anyone else? No? Because I'm the
No.
bottom of the 9, so that's why I asked.
Bottom of the ninth.
Bottom of
you
the
said.
ninth.
Bottom of the
We're
9.
all tied up.
I make 6 attacks.
The batter is up.
Okay.
No. Although I do want to make multi-attacks.
All right. How many?
You said there's 6 people left?
There are 6 people around you.
And they're all cultists?
They are all cultists with
Oh,
knives.
sorry, my zombie also on my
Okay. Yes. The zombie.
Apologies. He's gonna hit D8 and D6. No, just the D8 because he's not a wild card. Yeah, 7 hits, I believe.
Yes.
Cool. And then damage for big knife was D6 plus 2.
Kill him.
So it's strength plus D4.
Strength plus D4. He has a D8 plus a D4. Okay, that's decent. 9.
9.
9.
9.
Yeah. No. That's against toughness. Yeah. No. Your zombie continues to move meanderingly through the crowd and continues to slash at the enemies.
Beautiful.
So wait, where have you gone? You went upstairs following.
I went upstairs back towards the entryway of all the stuff, headed up some staircase towards, in theory, the library. Would be the
Right.
library.
They turned right and then turned right again because there was a fancy door,
Yeah.
and then entered a bedroom, then turned right again and nearly got locked in a closet. There's some fancy clothes in there. Of
Yeah.
both male and female variety.
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay.
I have my fancy clothes, and I want to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm just annoyed.
Zombo's still in the main fray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will attempt 2 attack actions.
Okay. 2 attack?
Total of 4 attacks.
4 attacks. So you're getting a -2 to this.
Correct.
Cool.
Don't know what that was actually, but it landed on a 2. We'll take that. That's an 8.
So that's an 8 for the first attack?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my wild card dice. That's a 9.
9.
That is a 11. Oh, that's another wild card die. That one's a 9.
4 hits.
Okay then.
Roll damage.
So let's see. Strength plus a d4 plus 3 plus a d6. Oh boy. First man.
This one's a woman, actually.
The
First
first
injury.
woman. The first breast that I stab.
Fair.
Well, okay then.
So is that a cold shot?
15. Eh. That one exploded. That is 3 4s. Amazing.
Beautifully.
One of them exploded. That's 16. That's an exploding 10. Okay. Number. And oh hey, this one's low.
Only 10, yeah.
10.
Following the pattern previously, Lester continues to mow his way through the grass that is the cultists. Despite their best efforts, they are attempting to fight back and dodge and juke and weave and failing miserably.
They're only remembering
make me-
4
make-
of the lessons in dodgeball.
Make me a vigor roll. The heat is getting intense at this point.
Fair.
The heat around you is pressing in.
9.
9? You
Yeah.
succeed.
And Ken, it's not that they don't remember the rules, it's that they couldn't become dodgeballers because they couldn't dodge.
They only know how to dodge wrenches. not
Yeah,
that.
they-
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's me.
Alright. So those 9s, 8s.
I'm following Specs.
Yeah, so you
Specs says
follow-
she knew where the library was.
Yep, you follow
And then
Specs
took you to
into
a library.
a bedroom.
I follow Specs into a bedroom.
And they, she for some reason enters a closet. It's a very nice closet.
It is a nice
It's
closet.
a nice walk-in closet. There's an electric light that you can switch on in there. On the one side, there are male clothes. On the other side, there are female clothes.
Wait a minute. Is there like a writing desk side table in here?
Make me a notice roll.
Oh my gosh, I need to figure out what I roll for that.
Notice.
You have a high one.
No, I know, but like I need to figure out what die it is because I haven't written it down.
I think it was.
Yeah, it's D10.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
10
so I
and a
run
6.
that, and a 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Always add 6.
I have a
re-
10 and a 6.
Reroll that 10.
You get to
Nice.
re-roll one
Okay.
of them. It's your choice.
I have a total of 13.
13? Okay, so moving some of the clothes around, you managed to find a hidden writing desk.
Ooh.
What's in it, dude?
So opening it, you find a manifest of all of the creatures that this person has captured. Also, a book full of all of their investments. And roll me another notice roll, -2.
Okay.
Did you just find like the mother load of like
Yeah, no, this is news.
of investigative journalism?
I have a 6
A 6 with the -2.
with the -2.
So as you are pulling through this stuff, you manage to not. So as you're lifting up the books, you look beneath it, and you notice that there is a string going between the bottom book and the drawer. You do not pull it so that it goes taut. Following the string, you find an incendiary device at the bottom there. Under that incendiary device, you also find a series of letters.
You found the death note?
Yeah, this is the death note.
What are in the letters, dude?
Well, take them and we'll read them
That's going
later.
to take some time to read.
Yes.
There's a fire.
There is a
Can you
fire.
by any chance tell me what the name of the previous song was?
The previous song?
Yes.
How much do I have to play the curiosity hindrance
Red Dead Redemption soundtrack.
in order to prevent, like,
Take everything.
do I take everything?
Yes.
You are curious. You take
Otherwise, the
everything.
house is going to burn down.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
You
fair.
will- especially
never
with the
have
fire.
a second chance at
Hold
this
on.
information.
In fact, you're lucky
I
there's
have-
another person here because I would say
have
that you're so
a
curious you would
very
start reading.
important question I must ask, Specs.
Yo.
Could you loosen my bodice so that there is room to shove all of this in there?
Specs. Please understand that I mean this in the most platonic way. Or not, if you're into that sort of thing. I don't know you that well.
You know?
It's just that the ties are on the back and I can't reach them.
I can see Specs having a guilty pleasure of bodice stuffers.
I love that show.
So I literally am going to need someone to help me loosen my dress because there's not going to be enough room.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wanting to get out
too
of
much food at the party.
wanting to get out of here fast, your Specs will in fact do that.
all right, we're going to take carefully so we don't set off the additional fire.
Do you point that out to Specs?
I do,
Good.
of course. So then we're
Yay.
going to, I guess, take everything,
All
and
right.
then Specs will lead the way to
I
either
think
the
that-
library or leaving.
Takes drawer, just shuts it.
It's the Victoria's Secret compartment.
I heard a very famous
I'm
Croft
fairly
character
certain
had
that pages in front of
this
me.
chest.
Yeah.
It's in the shape of a writing desk.
Usually, actually, this reporter does carry a writing desk.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
All right.
you know, fancy.
So, what is Specs' reaction to all of this?
Mild worry that there's just an incendiary device that we're tampering with and not, you know,
We're not tampering with it.
It should be fine. You're an
We're
expert.
going around it.
Yeah, we're going around it. This'll be fine. I would. By any chance, do you know what you might have found there?
Seems interesting. I have a very strong feeling that, like, investigating this will be important in the coming days.
Any chance that is more important than the library?
Sure.
All right, then let's make our way out.
Yeah, lead the way.
So, with
Wonderful.
that, we will end your turn.
Yep.
That was 8, 7. Vasily, what do you have?
I'm glad this is
7,
consistent.
6.
Me.
Okay.
Diamond. We decided.
If you were the only one with a 6,
We discovered diamond with the last one.
No,
that's clubs.
clubs.
Diamond's the second to last.
Reverse alphabetical.
Yeah. Well, D is high in the alphabet. I forgot that clubs exist. So. Last I checked, I'm still in the window. The wall that I am poking out of is not on fire.
This was stuck to the wall. This was stuck to the back of it.
Roll higher on notice. Because
The wall that
it
you
felt
are
thick
sticking,
and I cracked
so
it up.
if you are attempting to stick your head out of the wall is on fire.
Oh, the wall that I'm shooting from is the one on fire.
Yes. So you're going to need to make a vigor roll.
Okay. So there's smoke coming out.
Yes.
Ah, Space Banjo.
Spaceman Joe.
Banjo.
It's a great
No.
YouTube channel.
I do enjoy me some Space Banjo
Dance.
sometimes.
Fair.
Ooh.
There we go.
Oh.
The rolls certainly have been rolled
Ooh.
tonight. Jesus.
14
14.
on a vigor roll.
So this heat, where you are in the building and where the heat is, this is very reminiscent of your childhood summers. You are used to this heat, it lets, like, the wash of emotion that comes with this actually lets you calm down a little bit. You'll get a +1 on your next shooter.
Sick. So that means the fire is not close enough that I need to get out yet.
It is up the wall, but if you want to take another shot, you can take it.
I just imagine you're sniffing in this smoke and you're just like, just my grandpappy's barbecue.
With my uncle, and it would have been our hunting trips.
That being said, there are 2 more people standing in the courtyard. Lester has definitely
I stabbed a bunch. What about the zombie stab one too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot to mark them off. So there is one person left.
There is one lone man.
How cultisty are these cultists?
Find out.
You're the one who could speak the Cthulhu text.
So, do you want to leave or not?
The smart thing would be to leave.
Sure would be.
Glory, it is. Yeah, this is just a goon, right?
Yep.
So probably don't need a double action to take out a goon. So, shoot.
Hopefully you roll better than last time.
That's what bennies are for.
That's what bennies are for.
That's what
And I've got
double
a
ones
plus
are
on this
for.
roll.
You do.
D8. So was it +1?
+1.
So 3, 9. So that will be a raise to hit.
A raise to hit?
Yep.
Yep. You hit the shooting. You
So
get an
my
additional
damage is 2d8 minus 1 plus a d6. So that was 9 off the d6s and 3 off the d8s. So 2 off the d8s. So 11 total.
11 total, yes. You managed to see through the smoke well enough to line up a shot. The cultist just staring down Lester, having the rest of everybody has been decimated around them. They are just gritting their teeth and ready to fight to the death. When all of a sudden, bang! They go down.
And he crumples.
Yep. You still have a move action.
I go to leave.
Okay. You managed to make it out into the hallway.
Neat.
There is a left or a right.
I go back the way I came.
So you want to go back up into the attic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Alright.
That's
So-
where Sasquatch is.
yep.
Yup. That was 6s.
We're all gonna die. It's great.
5s.
Nope.
4s.
Nope.
3s.
Yep.
Well, you beat me.
3 of diamonds.
So what is Sasquatch doing? At this point, it has...
The thing is dead.
Yep. It has made it up to the roof.
The cultists are dead.
They are. There is a strange, chisel-toothed man in a cage. There are lions down below it.
I think the Sasquatch. From what Sasquatch has seen, how much of the tree is on fire?
The house is on fire. Like, a lot of the house is catching on fire. In fact, the fire is creeping over to consume a third wall.
Okay.
But the tree to get down is not on fire.
The tree to get down.
So the part of the house that's built into the tree is not on fire.
Okay. Then I suppose Sasquatch will. Let me. What page is Sasquatch on?
The book is not that
Not
book.
that one.
The-
He's in the Wild West.
The other one.
The other one.
The alright.
I did say the wrong one.
No, that's fair.
The other
Yeah, that's-
one.
That's a good idea, Steve.
Yeah. We're in these.
Oh, someone found my special ability.
Yes, it was in the middle of the deck.
Fine place.
Well, I guess I don't need this anymore. No! This isn't Deadlands, Steve. Sorry, no.
Yeah.
This,
Yeah.
this isn't Gloomhaven, Steve.
Yeah.
So, and the Beastmaster, if you take the perk another time, you can increase. Oh, never mind. It says it there. It says increase the maximum size of the pet you may have by 1. I misread it, and it just read increased size. So I was like, oh, does the doggo get bigger?
Technically, yes. Increase the size of the pet by 1.
But it wouldn't be the same dog. I have to get a new dog. To
I
get
mean,
a
if
wolf
Gil
instead
said
of
it
a
was
coyote.
okay.
I mean, you're going to need to figure out how to beef up your dog a lot, but you might be able to figure something out.
Just feed it beef.
Yeah. Honestly,
What if it was
venison
Ghost
would-
Rock beef?
Ghost Rock venison would probably be way more efficient for beefing up the dog.
Sasquatch is going to
Venison is extremely protein
climb
efficient.
up the tree.
I mean,
Both?
it is
Okay.
beefing up the dog, though.
Both.
So it is
both
on
muscles
the roof.
and spiritually.
Oh wait, it's on roof again?
Yeah. So what happened last time
Beef is
was
really
it killed the
fatty, so it's not
Sasquatch.
Yeah.
super
No, killed the
protein
Yeti.
efficient.
Yeah.
But
And then
venison
started
is-
escaping.
Venison is protein efficient.
Oh, it's,
Like,
it's
If
on,
it
right,
was
it's trying to
loin-
escape over the wall.
If it was
Yes.
loin, like imagine
Right. Okay, then
feeding a
honestly,
dog,
It's gonna wait, though.
a dog,
Okay.
Ghost Rock filet mignon.
I
Yeah.
still feel like
Alright.
venison.
So
Yeah, obviously
Oh,
venison
oh,
is the better thing,
yeah.
but like for the bit.
for the bit.
Question
Yes.
about the interior of the attic.
yes.
Is it cluttered enough for me to use parkour to just
Are you
like,
dying?
Yes, and the building is on fire.
And the prom's
free run.
tomorrow.
And Freerunner says, if you're in a foot chase, or when climbing, or traversing difficult ground, and I'm asking if this attic is
Into
Sure,
difficult
you
ground.
can count it as difficult ground.
because I want to run.
JR is a one-armed parkour expert.
Yes.
Yes,
Did you miss that?
Yes.
When he wasn't here when he
he was here for most of JR's
Right.
parkour nonsense.
He Naruto ran down the wall.
through the window
Hey, you
you've
weren't
been
here.
shooting through.
I thought that was because of magic.
No, I mean there was
There was-
magic involved in staying vertical on the wall, or I suppose horizontal, but vertical to the wall.
Just lays
Oh.
down.
You know that
Vertical.
that scene where Kakashi does the
I
sign?
do not.
Okay, well he with a crutch slowly
Oh, yeah.
walks up the side of a tree.
When they're introducing the ability to walk up trees.
In what?
Naruto.
Yeah, he
It
just
basically-
has a crutch
it ex-
and like a broken leg, but he just
Yeah.
hobbles up
Yeah,
the
it
tree.
explains
So
that
now
tree walking
JR
effectively
missing out.
magnetizes your feet to a
Basically the
surface.
same
I think
thing.
I've seen
So-
a grand total of 90 seconds of that show, and it's the advertisement.
Believe it.
Things that needed to stay dead.
I cannot handle that.
So,
I haven't seen a lot of that show. But
to
I've
run
seen enough
through
for the
the attic,
memes.
or to,
Uh-huh.
I
to,
tried
to,
more than I
You're
To
going to
parkour
get
through
a
the-
-2 on this because you are going to need to take a circuitous route. It will get you farther,
okay,
but you will have to go out of your way in order to make it more difficult.
that's fine, because I get a +2 for doing this.
I've
Okay.
only watched one anime.
So I only have the -3 for my wounds.
Yes.
And I got a lot of mileage out of that.
Okay, yep.
Reroll.
Yeah, no.
That was a
Yeah,
success
right,
on
right?
it, not -3. That's literally the same roll.
No.
This is happening. damn
Hey,
it.
there's a
There
10.
we go. There we go.
There's another 10. 27. So minus 24.
Okay.
Now that I've thought about it.
So, despite your wounds, you are able to bound around this room. You are going off of walls. There's like an angled table. You run up it and use that momentum to like jump over a chest on the other side. Like at one point you put your foot through a painting, but like you just use that to like fling it ahead, and you somehow manage to run on it in the air. You wish someone was here to see this, because this is awesome.
I
You should
wore
really
orange.
tell more people about this ability.
I wore orange and red.
Exactly.
How
You should
could
tell
people
more people.
not see?
You should tell more people about what you can do and how they can do it too, and how cool it is.
You should never stop talking about it.
Exactly. For a half a second, you feel you can make this your whole personality.
You could even start a club.
But anyway, you make it to the ladder.
To the what?
You make it to the ladder that
Oh,
goes
right, yeah.
down.
Alright. And then I climb down the ladder.
We'll end your turn there. So combat is over.
Right.
Huzzah!
Yay.
I would like to leave this building.
With that, we are going to go to.
Flash forward.
Well, yeah.
We still have to
Everybody
get out
needs
of
to
the building.
leave the building before we can flash forward.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd like to make sure my people are okay
Mhm.
and escort them out of the building.
So, looking over, you see that they are huddled up. They don't appear to be hurt. You have made an exit through. You're able to lead them out.
I will call to them and rally them towards the exit.
Yep. So they huddle up to you and follow you out.
Perfect.
Pikmin!
They got good money for him.
Do you want to do anything on your way out, or just leave?
I have all of my stuff.
This bodyguard, he's a rental.
Oh, actually, before I leave, I want to check the body of the two main cultists that I definitely stabbed to death.
Okay.
Is there anything special on them?
One of them has a fancy knife,
Yeah, but I already have that fancy knife.
but now you could have two.
You can't dual wield fancy knives.
Yeah, I don't know if they're as effective as my fancy knives.
How do you know? You
Yeah.
haven't used
Only
them.
one
I'll
way to
pick up
find
the
out.
other one then,
Okay.
sir. Is it any
one of-
different?
They do have the main, the main symbol on it is slightly different.
Ooh. Collect them all.
So how thoroughly do you go through their pockets?
They were wearing cloaks, so I would at least open them up and check if they have inside
Okay.
pockets.
They're wearing suits underneath.
Do they have
The same
pockets
suit
on?
they have pocket watches in each. They are fancy pocket watches.
Ooh, those are very light objects. I will pocket them myself.
You have pocketed the pocket watches.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
They don't appear to have billfolds. For the most part, they don't have anything in their pockets.
Okay.
Like nothing too exciting.
I guess I could do a quick pat down before I leave.
Check and see if they have any of the good tobacco.
I don't care.
The one that smells vaguely of blood.
Yeah, the one that smelled creepy.
I've already
Have
got
we
one
smoked that
vice.
yet?
I don't need another one.
What did we say
Have
about
we
this?
smoked that yet?
No.
I don't,
Don't
believe we
smoke.
have.
The cult leave.
So yes, I will just do a pat down.
You can't find anything.
Then I leave.
Alright. So, that is Lester out. On to Specs and Morgan.
Well, Specs was leading me out.
Okay.
We were going to the library, and then we got sidetracked.
It was a good sidetrack.
Roll me a notice roll.
Which of us?
Me?
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
so
Well,
me in
actually,
particular.
Yes.
Okay.
Specs is sure that she went the right way. She doesn't know what happened. The library moved.
It's a ghost rock building. It can
Obviously-
happen.
Yeah, obviously
Okay.
the library became a bedroom.
Exactly.
The library
I have a
is
15.
alive.
15.
The house
You
is alive.
see
It's an
a
alive
door that's ajar across the hall as Specs is leading you out. You see a door that's ajar, and inside you see a book on a pedestal.
I touch Specs' shoulder and point it out. Because the whole point of involving Specs in this is to not go off on my own in a burning building
Mm-hmm.
and have no one know that I
Yep.
did this.
Yep.
That way, this way, both of you can die in a fire.
corpses.
Yeah.
It's the buddy system.
It's the buddies. It's important,
Bethesda
okay?
environmental storytelling skeletons.
So I point out the book to Specs.
Yeah. How much fire is there?
The fire is increasing.
Is it over to the part where we are?
It is not over to the part where you are yet.
Yet. Okay, so we've got time.
In
That's
fact,
the way.
So the library corner, looking out through the wall of windows and next to you.
Okay, but we're not in the
Let me
library.
finish. The corner with the library is the corner farthest away from the fire.
Okay.
Hey, you got time.
Yeah, we got time. Okay, so what I saw though was a doorway with a book with a pedestal.
With a book on you see it through the crack in the door.
Okay.
There is a book on a pedestal.
Okay. And so we've just come out of what
So you are at the top of the stairs.
we're at the top of the stairs, but did we just come out of that bedroom?
So you went out of the bedroom and are at the top landing.
Okay.
The other way has the book. Yeah.
Yeah. So this way is the stairs. Facing this way, there's a door here that is ajar and has a book on a pedestal with it.
One day I will get us a dry erase board.
I have it drawn. I have it like the whole thing drawn out.
No, I know. I completely
I
understand.
just forgot it at home.
No, okay, so I think Morgan thinks that Specs and Morgan were just in the party host's bedroom.
Okay.
I don't know if Morgan's going to say that, but that is what they're thinking. And so now we can see through this open door. I'm going to bring Specs' attention to this and sort of like push the door open a little bit
Okay.
just to look in there, because
There is library.
well,
There
it's
are in fact
it's
three
a
books on pedestals.
it's a house full of curiosities, and I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I need a handler in order to guide me out of this, but like the books are there. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going in. I think what's going to happen is Becky's going to watch you just go to in. She's going to and then look back to the courtyard.
Well,
I'm
you've,
assuming.
you've been to this library before, right?
Yes.
And so you know that there was something weird about that book.
I mean, I'm aware that those
Bart
books
was
were.
very interesting.
Yeah, Bart has a big interest in the books.
Are you interested in the books on Bart's behalf?
In fact, well, Bart has sent some book to it.
Yes. Can I see my zombie from here?
If you go up to the window, you can.
I move back. I go to the window quickly.
It is standing there, kind of
T-posing menacingly.
Nah.
not.
No,
It has been fulfilled.
Okay. The fire will eat that. That'll be fine. All right.
Just
So I go
teleport.
in. I'm like, okay, we need whatever you need. We need to go for a bit. Get it quick. Otherwise, we may not have an exit.
Ooh, yeah, important to think about.
Important to think about. Let's think about it on that for a little while.
Yeah, we do have to think about things carefully.
So-
The books in the middle look important. Can we look at those really quick before we go?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Do you, just approaching them,
Mm-hmm.
would Morgan understand that they had been important to Bart?
Roll me an occult.
And a cult.
I was gonna say, there's a chance Morgan might just know that they're valuable.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Morgan might just know that they're valuable.
Yeah.
I have a 5 on each.
So
You.
A success. I feel like they might know that Hoyle's Book of Games is invaluable, but they don't know why.
So, walking around each one of these, you see that they are Hoyle's Book of Games. No, you wouldn't have seen it because, actually, no, you would have. For some reason, in Bard's possession, when you were exploring their rooms, you found 3 copies of Hoyle's book on games. None of them as old as these, but they are important to Bard. There was also one in JR's.
Mm-hmm.
So
Though that one is translated into Korean.
yes. It has, like, all the pictures are the same, and looking at these, you are not well versed enough in the books to understand what makes them special. But each one is slightly different.
Do I remember which one's the oldest edition?
You can see, like, it is written on them.
On the plinth.
Written on the
cover,
little. There's a little.
I am actually.
I thought they were open. To
They are.
They are, but there's like a
When
placard
says-
that says what it is.
I am actually
I've seen
going
a
to
placard
just.
below it
so-
that says steal this one.
The way
Yeah.
the way it's set up
right on the plinth.
is they are in a glass box, and it is open, so like angled at like this. So if you were to walk behind it, you can look at the cover, which
Mhm.
has the date on it.
Beautiful. I go and I grab the oldest one. Close
Make
it up.
me a strength roll.
Did you check for traps first? Because we did literally just have to go around a track to steal things.
Good point. I'm
And
going
we
to
should
very
also
quickly-
check to see if there's anybody watching first.
Oh no! If there are, well, guess what? This building's on fire. These books are going to be gone anyway.
You are
Oh, fair enough.
performing a civic duty.
I am saving books.
Do you want to help? Would you
couldn't
like?
save
Can,
the
it does
Library of
does this
Alexandria,
game have a
you
help
can't
action?
save
Can I
this.
help Specs with this?
You can assist.
I will
I
assist.
would love the assist. The assist would be great.
Make a strength roll to break the glass. So wait, no, you don't roll yet. If Morgan is helping,
Okay.
Morgan rolls first, then you roll.
All right, so I do a D6 and a D4 because I'm not.
You
sure.
pick up specs and get rid of it.
I have a question.
I'm a little bit heavier
for
without that
after
paper.
Ashton finishes.
I have a 3.
A 3?
Yes.
So you
Pennies are made to be
try
spent.
and give some little bit of. Oh, do you want to spend a penny? Let's
Yeah.
start with that.
This will be. This is a great reason to spend a penny.
Yay, a penny.
Okay, I got a 5 this time.
Okay,
That's better.
so you will get a +1 on your roll.
Cool.
So my
Hang on.
question: what happens if you roll snake eyes on an assist roll?
Oh, it's bad.
Do you hinder?
Wait, is not what?
Beautiful. I love that.
You
No,
lose
Mal
a die,
rolled
I think.
ones
That would
on
make sense.
a
Cool.
spell casting roll.
Yeah, but wasn't that trying to assist?
No, because it wasn't an
Six.
assist action.
6.
Like
Okay.
like philosophically, they were trying to help. Yes,
Okay,
this
but
is
it
an
wasn't actual
assist
assist.
action,
Okay, got
which
it.
is a specific.
They were trying to help and failing.
Miserably.
And
Yes.
also die.
Yeah, so this is a coordinated attempt to help Specs with her goal.
Intentional teamwork.
Yes.
Yeah.
Intentional
The
teamwork,
game
indeed.
mechanic assist as opposed to I'm helping.
Our goals are aligned.
But man, our actions are.
So you get a 6.
Alright.
You manage to find something in the area and break the glass.
I'm gonna say it's a candelabra.
Okay.
So
This is
Did
like-
you
shatter
at least
that.
like,
make
I
sure
don't know,
that the
is that
candles were out
capitals?
first?
With what?
Like you're leaving.
More
some
fire,
chicken
honestly, is
kinda.
not going to hurt the
It is
situation
giving
too much.
House is
Jack
electrically
Sparrow
lit.
trying to
Yeah.
break into something
So
and
these,
steal it.
so if there's a
Oh,
candelabra
yeah,
in the
goofy
area,
heist.
it's
Okay,
pretty
yeah,
Yes.
I get
Well,
that.
so
yeah.
flames
Specs.
definitely go up.
It's too much fire
What
if it's
else-
too
what else
close
is
to
it?
me. More fire is okay.
Yeah. At this point, what is more fire going to do to the situation?
There is no problem that can't be made worse by fire.
No,
Or
that's
better.
bees.
No, that's a situation that can't be made better by the addition of more bees.
Fine. Fair enough.
Mhm.
All right.
Uh,
Wait, were we taking one book or all of them?
one. Only the time for the one.
Roll me a roll me a notice roll -2.
Me?
Yes.
Neat.
Do I also roll?
Well, that's
You
good.
can roll at a -4.
Hmm.
Benny.
Big Benny.
Who needs to upgrade their notice roll? Huh?
Yeah, no. Who needs to see
Oh,
things?
My notice roll is not getting updated.
We got a
Nah,
5.
that is literally the exact same roll. So the universe said, nah.
So is that a
3?
A 3?
Yeah.
All right, you grab it.
Cool. We are leaving.
Morgan,
you-
do you want to help? Make
With-
a notice roll at -4.
Alright.
Might as well.
That's about what it takes in order to make me roll a normal die, because I have a D10 for this.
Mm-hmm. Unless the D10 goes, what if you got a 2?
Yeah.
That is literally what I rolled.
Exactly.
That's what I rolled twice.
Hey,
Well.
that's a good start.
We've got an 8.
An 8.
Yes.
Aspect lifts up the book. You hear a click.
That's not good.
I don't know what you're talking about. Traps never happen.
If you just ignore the trap, it doesn't happen.
There's a
Maybe the
click,
mechanism
and
will go.
there is a faint ticking sound.
As I said, we got
I
the book.
take the
We're
book.
leaving.
And I shove it kind of aggressively down Specs' dress, and like literally grab her arm and start fleeing.
Okay then.
I'm very happy that suddenly someone is taking this, getting out of the burning building thing serious.
Make an agility roll.
So,
Oh
I
jeez.
love that we're gonna get down to this floor and then it's going to explode.
Yep.
I got a 5.
Either that or you're all gonna run into each other as you exit. Because they took so long dilly-dallying.
I
That's also
got
possible.
a 16
16.
on the agility.
Okay, so you
I'm
managed to
being
help.
hauled.
Yes, you managed to help Specs with this. You get the fuck out of there. In that same. So while all this is happening, moving back to the party crashers.
So, can I use Everett as part of my...
Sorry, let me rephrase this. You are coming down the ladder. Everett has just made it into the room.
Yes, can I
You
use
see each
Everett
other-
as part of my, my
Parkour.
cavorting around?
Unfortunately, Everett is a little bit too far away.
Get over here, Everett! No.
For some reason, JR is coming down from the stairs where you want to go up to, because that's where
Quickly.
Sasquatch is.
We need to go. Also, nice to... you're back from the bathroom? Great. We should be going.
Yeah,
Or other... I gesture with the head.
monsters are dead, cultists are dead. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Back the way we
I think-
came.
That's why.
Seemed like
Mount-
the thing
mountains,
to do. Maybe.
Mountains...
Rocks tumbling down.
Rocks tumbling down a mountain, tumbled down a mountain.
Oh my god, are they okay?
Mm-hmm.
So is there another way out?
Yeah, the front door.
Isn't that on fire?
Is it? Shit, we need to go.
Yeah, that's why I was going out the roof.
Well, he's not there anymore.
Well, you were able to climb up, right?
I was above
You
the
were
fire.
able to climb up. JR got the assist from the Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Also, you may at this point notice
climbing
that
down is way easier
the
than
red
climbing
in
up.
JR's outfit is not, in fact, supposed to be there. It is, in fact, lots of blood.
Oh yeah, JR is bleeding profusely. You also don't know how he got up to the roof. Because last time you saw him,
He jumped out the window.
No,
Yeah.
you hadn't
No.
seen me jump out the window.
no, he
because you were
did
in
see
the
you
bathroom.
jump out the window.
I got there as you jumped out.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then you blinked and you got thrown up the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any medical skills.
Oh man,
Yeah, you
that
couldn't-
sucks. Anyway,
Damn, my dyslexia isn't making me have medicine.
You should find the healer.
so in this room there is the door that you came in.
Yep.
There is the mysterious science closet. There's also the way up, and there's a bunch of weird drum machines.
Yeah, we need to go. I already tried some buttons on the science closet. Nothing
No,
happened.
you didn't.
Oh.
You looked in, went, huh, this isn't a bathroom. Looked at the wall, saw some sort of paper, and went, huh, neat, and then left.
Oh, yeah. That's right, the coin came up being responsible.
The entire
I
time.
didn't push any buttons I shouldn't have pushed.
Yep. So there is a staircase nearby, the one that you took to get to the second floor.
I mean, again, I was just gonna go back the way we came into the roof. Because
Mhm.
Everett climbed up, that means we can climb down.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just letting you know that there is some other bits of the area.
There is not going to stop you if you are bound and determined to climb down the burning building.
The outside of it's not burning, probably.
You don't know.
The outside is definitely burning.
How do you...
Because I was on the outside.
Both of you make me a bigger roll.
Vigorously making our way through.
Thank you for the chili. That's a 2. That's a failure.
2?
You know, I get it. I get things.
5 is a success.
Yep, nope, that's the same roll.
Yeah.
No, that's different dice, but same roll.
Wow, we are. This. Damn,
Oh, yeah,
pennies are not working today.
5 is a success.
So-
5 is not a success for me because it goes down to a 2.
Okay, so you are like. The heat's getting a bit more intense. You have shaken off whatever delusion you had about the summer. It's hot in here. JR is wilting.
Mm-hmm.
He made it this far. He is bloody as fuck. His bones look a little bit squishier than usual, and he just kind of slumps.
Okay, so you said you were on the roof already and the outside of the building's on fire.
Yes.
Then why would we go back into it?
Because how else are we going to get down?
Quickly!
Yes!
We don't know the layout of this building. It's a maze. Trust me, I got lost.
Well, then we better not get lost again.
You always get lost.
I always get to where I'm going.
I'm glad you
Not
put the married
quickly.
couple in a room together.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can get there pretty quickly when I want to.
We're taking our chance of scaling the wall.
JR looks down at himself and looks back up at Everett and says, "No, we're not."
It's the fastest way out of the burning building. It's only 3 stories. And it's terraced. So you're only ever falling 1 story at a time. Worst case scenario. That's not
It
even
isn't
that
terraced.
far.
It is a straight shot.
I
Yeah.
thought we reached levels.
No.
No.
You looked out
you
a
made it-
window.
You made
You
it
should
out
actually
to
know
a
this.
second.
That was in the inside.
You made it out to the second floor where you rested on a windowsill.
Windowsill. Got it.
Yeah.
The most JR Everett argument ever.
This building is a maze. We will burn to death if we stay here.
I have
I
one
can't-
arm. I can't.
I can't
climb
fall
that.
3 stories and live.
Who said anything about falling?
Me! You seem to think I can climb.
You do all kinds of things you shouldn't be able to do.
I definitely can't climb right now.
Believe me, I'm the one in pain.
Hold on.
I'm just imagining like JR getting strapped in with with like a gun strap or something like that.
In the gun.
No, but like
Marshall,
you know how there's like a possum holding
how
her baby.
long is an 8-pound rope? Because I have 8 pounds of rope.
Hmm.
That's an interesting.
That is.
That is.
How do you
Rope
have,
is-
hold on? How do you have pounds of rope? Mine is in 20 yards.
When I was purchased,
How
I
heavy
was
is
keeping
that
track
20
of.
yards?
I don't know.
I was keeping track of
We
how much
can
everything.
we can
weighs.
resolve this. This is
When I
resolvable.
bought
We have
my-
the 2 metrics.
When I bought my starting equipment, I kept track of what everything weighed.
Same.
Counters, gear.
You know, you don't remember if you just bought really heavy rope or a lot of it.
I don't.
You just actually
Eight
roll
pounds.
me survival to see if you brought it. Because you
Oh.
don't.
Yeah.
We were doing a heist.
Also,
It is 20 yards. You have 20
both of
yards
you-
of rope.
both of you
Okay.
roll me a notice
Assuming
roll.
you have your rope. In
This
which
is a
case,
survival check.
that will get you down 3 stories.
I am willing to Benny this.
Okay.
Retroactive Benny.
Hey,
4 is a success,
Uh-huh.
and then you said notice.
Yep.
I succeed.
Okay.
Even truth of -3.
4 is a success.
All right. You guys are in a room full of linens.
Time not
It's a
takes
good thing you
too
made
much
this
time.
Dave, you cut a small slit in the corner with your pocket knife, poke part of the linen
It doesn't even occur
through,
to Jared because I've only got
and then
one arm.
poke
I can't
another
tie
small
knots.
slit
Yes.
through both of
Talking
those
about-
corners, and poke the next one through.
Or I use this
Rope that
60 feet of rope.
that you happen to have.
20 yards.
30 yards, okay.
You
Yeah.
you did not bring it.
I got a success.
Sorry, I meant to give you a negative on that because this is supposed to be a high society function. You weren't sure if you were going to get caught.
That's true. We did come dressed in our...
You brought a
nice
long
clothes.
gun, which you think would have been a long shot to explain. You would imagine that bringing 60 feet of rope would be a little bit harder of an
When
ask.
we were sneaking in the back, we'd be able to stash stuff.
We did not stash anything.
You have a pocket knife on you, I assume.
Can you fit a Bowie knife in your pocket?
Yes.
Depends on
That
how
counts as a pocket knife for you.
Yes.
So,
But then
anyway,
again, I have-
you
Get to
guys are in a
stabbing.
room full of linens.
We are.
Like bed sheets, like
Yes.
Like bed sheets.
We
linens.
just
Oh.
Like it going to be an inferno in a couple minutes.
I'll just tie these together and make a rope. We'll rappel. It'll be fine. You can hold on to me,
Okay.
Marshall. I do that.
All right, roll me another survival roll.
This one matters.
It sure does.
Yeah.
5.
5? Okay. You managed to tie them together, but the fire is getting close.
Benny.
Like you
Okay.
are really starting to feel the heat now. Both of you make me a vigor roll. Smoke is beginning
Hey.
to enter the room.
Aha, I make it. 7.
Okay.
Down to a 4.
The downsides of being on the top floor.
Mm-hmm.
5.
5. All right. So both of you start coughing.
Okay.
You logically understand. It's time to go.
I did it. We both understand.
So where do you tie the makeshift rope off to? And
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're going out the window.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So you smash the window. You tie the rope off to one of
Sturdiest
the
thing I could
machines.
find. Yeah. Right. Machines.
Yep, they're bolted to the ground.
Oh my god!
Gotta play that Mercury.
Oh my god!
Yep. Something sturdy.
What else was there?
Levers. Levers and switches and mechanisms.
Or in the worst case, the door.
It could have been the window frame where you tie it around and then the glass slowly cuts through.
Oh,
JR sees the levers and starts pulling them.
So close.
So that happens while I'm
Yeah.
making the rope.
JR's
Oh.
JR is groggy from the smoke, tired, and just like, ooh, buttons. Like,
Maybe these will get us out.
maybe these will fix the problem.
Some horrendous grinding sounds start coming from the machines around you. The weird box in the corner that you are only drawn to after you hear a whirring sound from inside, and like water starts pooling, like some water starts coming out of the drums.
Okay. I mean, hey, that's helpful. Less fire when there's water.
Mm-hmm.
JR
It's
was right to
making-
press the JR was right to.
Yeah, JR is helping.
On the plus side, some of the linens are now wet. If you want to make a mask.
We'll
Yeah, I'll
wipe the
do that.
blood out of your eyes.
That's smart.
JR will do that. What should I roll for that? Or should I just...
Roll me survival.
Yes, that thing that JR doesn't have.
Okay, what do you have that you think would be useful?
Common knowledge?
Sure. The superpower of the set.
JR fails.
Alright. You see a bunch of wet clothes.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Alright, so you are scaling down the wall.
That's the goal.
Make me a strength check.
Sure thing.
Are you clinging to him? Also, it's very loud in here now.
I think I'm just gonna...
If
I'm
JR
gonna
is that
climb
weak,
down.
we might be able to use one more linen to, like,
Secure.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if we need to.
Okay.
Oh.
JR,
And
are
JR
you going
can
to
swallow his pride.
Mm-hmm. JR, are you going to swallow your pride?
Absolutely not.
JR's holding on then.
Yep.
Yeah,
Make me a strength check.
can I
So
make an
before you
athletics roll?
even leave the room, JR, make me a strength check.
Nope.
I saw that spinning.
Oh.
So that's a 1.
Yeah,
One,
because that could
No,
have...
it's a modified 1.
Okay.
It could have been bad.
So JR is having trouble holding on to you.
JR just almost died.
So you haven't left the room yet. JR's like trying to climb on top of you and just cannot get his arm to hold on. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And what was your roll for?
You told me to make a strength check for
And?
climbing. It's
What-
a 5.
It's a 5?
You know what it did, though?
What?
It spun for a while. You know what it could have landed on?
1?
Snake
Yeah.
eyes.
No.
JR just almost died.
Alright, so JR is Everett managed to catch you. Like you are sliding off
Yeah.
and gripping onto the rope with like winding it in his one hand.
And like around the leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just catches you. But you are not making any progress in this state.
Okay.
And we're out the window.
Yes.
Well, I gotta hold on.
How on fire is this wall?
This wall is not on fire yet.
Great.
The bottom of it has smoke, like the windows beneath
Sure,
you
sure.
are belching smoke though. If either of you want to make a notice roll, you can. You don't have to. But I will ask for another strength.
I'm going. Yeah. Alright, go. I'll Benny this. I didn't think it was gonna work. No.
Another
Minus
5.
3 is
Hard.
a
Yep.
lot, and you did not believe me.
So, JR tries to get back a hold. You just cannot. You are not making any further progress.
Are we on the second floor or the third floor?
We're on
You-
the third floor. We're
Yeah,
on
you
the third
just
floor.
got out of the window.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
The only reason I made it through the attic was I have a D10 in athletics.
Okay. So, maybe you should try and do this at another way. Make me an athletics roll. Make me an athletics roll.
Oh boy.
Alright. 10 down to a 7. I
All right.
succeed.
Uh-oh.
Honestly, JR at this point just lets go of Everett, and after I fall past you, grab onto the rope, getting a really nice rope burn on my one hand.
That's another 5.
All right.
These D6s are doing work today.
Yup.
Your
So,
wild card is saving you.
Yeah, no kidding.
so that happens. JR, like you feel JR let go of you, and in a moment of whoa fuck, you try and reach for him, but just before you lose your balance, you manage to catch yourself. JR falls by you, grabs onto the rope, and skids down a little bit farther.
Okay.
JR is now below you and holding onto the rope.
Yep.
This is now a controlled descent.
Yes.
Yep.
You have moved to a stop. You are on the second floor. Both of you make me a strength roll. Make me an athletics roll.
All right. Benny,
Oh.
I need a 7 to get a
This one was
success.
on the D8.
2 total.
Jesus!
-3 is really fucking tough.
Celia,
Agreed.
this isn't at you. This is at your dice.
I know.
So, out of 5, you managed to make it to JR.
Yep.
JR has not moved.
We made it down to 4 though.
Yes, you are down the floor. You are at a window.
Oh shit.
There is smoke filling up inside.
Of the window.
Yes. Like, there isn't
I couldn't
as
check
much as
any
there
of the, like,
is.
Can JR
if
get to
any
the
of the
windowsill?
monsters nearby were like
Windowsill
unhinged,
isn't
I could
fun.
have checked
Probably.
Okay.
That's true.
JR, get on the windowsill so that you can try and get back on my back.
Right now.
Yeah. A lot of things.
Roll for
I mean,
swallowing
just
your pride?
having
I
a
don't
big
know.
No.
really good friend come by.
Yeah.
So not only so swallowing my pride,
Roll's
okay,
done.
maybe, but like also that was the thing that wasn't working.
Hold on. Let's see. Common knowledge.
All right,
Did you finally fail a roll?
I'm trying to decide
problem
if
is also,
Everett
like,
has
I've
ever
been
seen
making,
acrobats do
like
aerial
not all my
silks.
rolls have been good enough normally,
Hmm.
but
Is
When
Everett
minus 3 is
physical
applied-
enough to do that?
No.
GR might be.
Everett fails to explain to JR how aerialists do the thing where they wrap the silks around a body part and slide.
can I make an athletics roll to get what he's trying to say anyways?
Minus
I got a
4.
3.
All right.
I got a 3.
Can I
So
apply?
I just barely failed to
Can I
explain.
apply my free running to this?
No.
Okay.
You see, JR attempts to free run through your words to understand.
These words
It
are difficult
almost works
terrain.
too.
It is very much an ADHD moment of yeah, no, yeah, got it.
The frustrating part is if I wasn't almost dead, I'd have succeeded. But -7 makes a 9 into a 2.
Ah,
Yeah, I was
Back
wondering
at
if you
that
actually
two again.
meant. I was wondering if you meant -7 or if you just meant like -4. As in,
I meant no, just like
Minus 4
static
total.
-4. Add on any negatives beyond
Oof.
yuck.
that.
Nope. So, while
So
JR is willing to swallow his pride at this point, holding on was not working.
So in that explanation, Everett failed to mention he was talking about circus performers.
Okay.
And so all of the words he said just don't make any sense because the connections are not fired.
Yep. So you see, they grab onto the silks and then they kind of like whirl down. Really cool. You should try it sometime. I want to
Sometimes
try.
there's music.
This is the weirdest conversation about spiders you've ever had.
And I've had some weird conversations about spiders.
Tonight even.
Yeah, I just imagine.
So,
that,
no, I think I'm just gonna try and keep climbing down.
Okay.
my turn.
Controlled descending.
Dave, make me a strength roll. JR, make me an athletics roll.
My hand will recover afterwards. Gotta give you a many. 6 is almost good enough.
Broke my 5 streak.
So 3.
Alright. You are going down at an almost uncontrolled descent.
I got this? No, I don't got this. No,
JR
I do got
is
No, I don't got this.
sliding down at an increasingly alarming speed. You have managed to get down to like about halfway to the first level. JR, make me a strength roll.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
No, make me a bigger roll.
same difference.
Okay.
Is there anything I could kind of push off the wall towards, so like I could use my downwards momentum as like, to
I don't
Assassin's
know. Make
Creed?
me a notice roll.
Yeah, that's a failure. Would have been a success, but that's a failure. Alright, strength roll. Hey! I live. 7, which is a success.
Okay. You managed to stop yourself just before you hit the ground.
I'm good. I can survive a wrenched shoulder.
Yep. If someone could look in the box for bumps and bruises. Everett, make me a strength roll. Actually, make me an athletics roll.
That's worse. That's so much worse.
Wait, these aren't alphabetized.
What am I rolling for?
Oh, there it
And
is.
why can't it be strength?
Status cards, yep.
It is. So
Shaken.
it can't be strength because at this point you need to move yourself down farther. Strength has just been kind of like a release and grab while trying to reach for what should be in there.
What do you
Hang on.
Shaken, defend,
I will give you at strength at -2.
I'll take it. That would be a way better roll.
shaken, defend, aim, hold, stun, bound,
Oh, Benny,
vulnerable, distracted, fatigued, wounded.
Success.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm gonna actually. I think bumps and bruises. Right there.
Not these then.
Oh, okay. So it is fatigue. So
Oh.
you'll get a level of
Okay. And also fatigue.
fatigue.
That's -4 on my rolls now. I can still make the athletics rolls.
So what did you get?
A 6, which -2 is a 4.
All right. So you managed to make your way down.
Cool.
You are down on the ground with JR.
Excellent. Time to go.
At this point, you guys notice that there are an alarming amount of corpses out here.
I don't think JR notices that.
No.
What kind of corpses?
People in fancy dresses, like dressed up and stuff.
Just like outside laid out.
There are some that got farther than others.
Have they been shot?
I mean, I noticed a fair number of these people
Make me
getting
a notice
killed
roll.
when I was shooting at the Yeti.
But you're not at this side of that side of the building.
Yeah, you
Oh,
are
fair enough.
Nope.
You don't know.
They all look like they fell over.
Yep, no, I've got a 1.
Okay then. So they just dead.
These weren't here when we got here.
No.
That's probably bad. We should go.
Yeah.
All right. With that, you escape into the night.
Escape.
All
Was
right.
was there no earth-shattering kaboom?
Was there
That
something
hasn't
to
happened
make...
yet because we have to like.
So this was all happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
Our
We have to
argument-
get back to
As
our
you
next
guys
turn.
are leaving, you see, like, you hear a, well, yeah, an earth-shattering kaboom. Do you turn and look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, flip me a coin.
Flip me a coin.
I'm terrible.
Choose your fate.
Yeah, no, Gareth missed a look as well.
Alright, so both of you make me an athletics roll.
Hey.
Not you.
Thank God.
Not you two. These two.
Okay.
Oh, let's do okay.
And you can figure out what I do in
Oh.
athletics.
Bennies, spending, all that jazz.
Wait, so what did you roll?
2.
I haven't rolled yet.
You
'cause
have... Alright.
I was looking up what I roll for it.
Yeah, we'll be fine now.
I got an 11.
7.
Alright, so both of you are a safe distance away when you hear the explosion.
Beautiful.
Turning around, you see that a... Huh?
Couple of weeks.
Yep, you see that a hole about the second level has been blasted out of the tree. It starts to fall.
Towards
Us?
Not towards you.
Good.
So, one group of people have gone this way, one group of people have gone this way. And the tree is falling at an angle to both of you.
So it's
But
falling
it-
on the monster cages.
No, the other way.
Oh, okay.
So basically it was blasted outward.
Okay, so
So-
it was.
Yeah. But it does cement the final nail in the flaming coffin that was what remains of the house.
Yep.
It's Ghost Rock Fire. That thing wasn't going to get put out in time.
Yep. The screaming does intensify.
I expected that.
So, we are noticing this from outside the building then?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which means that we got outside
Yes.
of it.
Correct. We are.
The first,
The agility,
Athletics, yeah,
the
the first-
agility roll took
first
us outside.
was to get outside. This was to get far enough away so as not to be hit in the blast radius.
There we go. I tell Specs that I heard that there was a ticking noise from underneath the book. Because I probably forgot to mention that until this point.
Oh yeah, there was a ticking sound.
She,
Oh, so that's what that ticking sound
if,
was.
so, like, because Specs didn't notice. I did, and I literally just grabbed her and
Right.
I
I still say we should have gone through the building.
It exploded.
Thank you for getting
We
us
could
out
have
of there
gotten
as fast
out
as you
soon
did. That.
enough.
It's a maze in there.
I wouldn't have gotten lost.
Do we?
Meanwhile,
Are there
there's like
dead
riding in
people
the
on this
riding in a
side?
carriage all
So-
the way
so-
back.
Oh, this was a great
so-
night, guys.
Yeah, because you left with your people.
Get back to the hotel. Hey guys, how's your night? Oh God, what happened?
So, like, Specs and I are outside on the grounds then.
Yes.
I would have taken a carriage there, so I would probably just, like, wander towards the stable, but, like, what else is on the grounds?
Corpses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there corpses on this side of the building? What happened to the Pinkmen?
The Pikmin were going out the back.
Is that
So
what we
all
were?
of the Pikmin that they
They
the
don't
dead
know
people-
how many got out. They don't know how many.
Yeah,
are
well,
being
but
shot
that's
through.
the people that they see dead. They are not on this side of the building.
No, there are some carriages that are gone.
There are some carriages that are
Yes,
gone.
there are some steam. There is. Yeah, some of the carriages there, some of the horse-drawn and steam carriages are gone.
Okay, but are there dead people on the grounds of this side of the building?
Not that you can see.
Okay,
Cool.
so Specs and I are gonna go like.
Were the stables
so, like-
part close enough to the explosion to have gotten exploded or crushed?
No.
So, Specs didn't want. You didn't want to leave the
So-
person you came with.
Specs and Bart both came in their carriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
I would
Bart
see
is at
that-
the carriage waiting for you.
Good.
Okay. That's what I was like.
That I would've been-
to
yeah,
circle
no.
back to that. It's like that's why Specs didn't want to leave.
No, I feel like we're forgetting something. I'm sure it's fine.
Guys. Go backfires.
All right.
Everyone forgets.
Success.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
We get in a carriage and we leave.
How much
everybody.
Wait.
experience do I get?
Hang on. Can we see these two?
Eventually.
So, they hopped off at an earlier part on this.
Okay.
Was there any discussion on where to meet up after the party?
Nope.
Well, we didn't expect this to happen, so probably the hotel.
What did you expect to happen?
I don't think JR or
I
Everett
don't
planned
think
to have.
Everett went in with any expectations.
That sounds like all of your plans.
Everett doesn't plan.
That's why JR and Everett plans are the best. They just assume success, and then everything will work out.
And it does.
And it does.
Values, but
question
yes.
Mark, question mark. Success!
Profit. Exactly.
It's been pretty profitable so far now that you mention it.
I guess if we aren't going to pick them up in the carriage, I guess we three are going to go back in the carriage.
Even at D6.
I'm
was
going to
because
actually take a second.
of one of our plans.
The chili?
The
I'm
chili
gonna
eating
smell like
contest.
ghost rock for like I'm gonna smell like ghost rock for days. Also, you technically have some information for me, but I don't know if you want to just divulge that right now.
Who's
I guess,
driving the
like,
carriage?
I thought I already told you that
Wait,
some guy
who's it?
told you
Someone
hello.
No, not yet.
If you're talking to me and I'm talking to you, who's driving the carriage?
Well,
Oh,
So here's
Horses.
the thing about horse-drawn carriages.
Oh,
Horses, when properly trained, can help with this,
Mm-hmm.
and the driver doesn't need to pay nearly as much attention.
And these horses were definitely well trained. They're
Yeah.
from a horse farm.
That's why they didn't run away with the explosion.
Yeah.
They're a bit spooked.
Yeah.
But they didn't run away. That means
That's-
they've been gun trained.
Yeah, that's
That would make
a
sense.
sturdy horse if it's not gonna like freak out and bolt because there's the screaming and explosions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were definitely freaked out horses, but they were not running away.
A retired veteran warhorse would probably hang on.
Yeah.
They're used to screaming and explosions.
They are used to that.
I forget. Did Everett and JR ride our horses, or did we?
You went
We
with
took
them.
the car. Okay, so yeah, we're just doing that.
Yep.
It's like several miles to walk.
I think Sasquatch probably picks us up at some point.
Would
And
So
Sasquatch
would
can
you
smell
not
your blood.
try and get to the carriages?
because we don't know where the carriages are.
Yeah, they got dropped off on
We
the side of
never
the
saw
Oh.
the carriages.
Yeah, we got dropped off, like, we went through the gates of the manor, then we tuck and rolled into the woods, and you went the rest of the way to the manor.
Yeah.
And then we
I
infiltrated.
was not part of the party for this.
And
I
then
met
that
up
was-
with you guys here
Right.
and was like, "Oh, of course you guys are here."
You know,
No, we infiltrated the
Yeah.
building.
you
We-
haven't seen
These guys.
Yes, I was gonna say you don't know that they're here.
Yeah. Specs.
Well-
like you guys meaning Specs, Bart, and Lester.
yeah.
I'm really
They-
sorry
For what?
for not. Anyway,
Oh, the entire time just laughing is happening in the background of all the crap that's
I'm
going
certain
on.
they saw you running down the side of a building shooting a Yeti.
oh yeah, no, that definitely happened.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you haven't seen Everett.
Everett,
You heard
Yeah,
gunshots.
you-
I'm assuming if
JR
I
was
see
running
enough of
swiftly
you all
and
here,
inexplicably
the entirety of you all are here.
That's a fair assumption.
JR was inexplicably here, running down the wall, firing at the Yeti,
It was quite the show.
and then he was gone.
hmm
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, they saw where you went,
That's true. They didn't see where I
and
went.
they never saw you come down.
That's true. That's true. We did. I did see you guys.
Skyrim space program.
I'm glad
Yeah,
you didn't catch
I'm-
that.
oh,
like,
same.
so I'm trying to remember like who told me that they wanted to say hi to Specs.
Look, the Morrowind
I
space
wrote
plan-
this
space
down.
program
Where
is
did I
much
write
more-
this down?
It was.
It's a much better pedigree.
What's his name?
face?
A Dr. Heap.
Oh, it's the first. It was the first paragraph. I just like scrolled down because I assumed it would be lower.
Oh, I did
Okay, yeah. So
On the way back, feeling kind of disheveled and slightly burnt.
No, well,
you
Science
two have a
moment?
discussion.
probably coworkers. Let's be honest.
I would also like to have a discussion.
I
You
didn't
have to have someone-
take my own
You have to have someone
carriage.
to have a discussion
I would have
with.
shared.
What do you mean? I have my employers.
And I'm going to go ahead and guess that the other
Like I
people
had
in the carriage
physically
I had
and
taken are
spiritually.
not going to show up because they are too dead to go home.
I was gonna say, like, if that entire building's ghost rock, that's a lot of spirits
Yep.
that are going back to the like heaven.
Yep,
Yeah.
the carriage is still there.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume because the building is falling in on itself that because no one else is there, I can just take the carriage. Do
Of all
I
the
need
things
to
you're
do?
stealing, you're probably fine taking the
No,
carriage.
no. Like, here's the thing. In order to drive a carriage, you need to know how to control the horse to do that.
Oh,
You need
yeah,
to make a
true.
driving roll.
Yeah,
Horsemanship and driving are separate skills, I found out.
yeah.
That's riding.
So
Horsemanship.
Riding.
either I can maybe like beg a ride off of Specs and Bart because
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure that Morgan doesn't have that skill.
It is perfectly fine for you to ride in the carriage with
I'm
us.
just gonna like hitch a ride with them then
Yes.
because like
So
And I'm going to do nothing weird at all.
I'm going to see if they are willing to help unhitch the horse from that carriage so that we can bring it with so that way it gets fed at least.
Okay,
Leader.
so I'm going to put that on pause.
Yes.
We are in your carriage, merrily making your way down the mountain.
It's a smooth ride.
Oh yeah, I mean, as smooth as it was coming up.
Wonderful.
There is a
There's an
slight
aesthetic
rumbling that you hear in the background. Might be rain.
Might be raining something else. I hope everyone had a good night.
I have had worse nights.
That's surprising. But I would agree, though.
I did not get this position through sitting back and letting things happen.
Fair.
I do not mind telling you that my position is built on a pile of corpses.
I kind of assumed.
As I see, has
As-
yours.
Yeah, I lost count.
Enough.
I start opening the pocket watches,
Mm-hmm.
seeing if there's anything special in them.
Inside is an inscription. Inside is an inscription. To taking what we want, no matter the costs. Brothers forever is in each.
Is in each.
Yes, the same inscription is in both.
Wonderful.
It also is a very nice, like the face is very much in gold, like there's gold leaf inside.
It is very nice.
Yes. Brothers.
They were brothers.
Well, they're cultists, so they could easily be referring to themselves as brothers.
They could.
In the biblical sense.
Anything special about the second ritual knife?
It looks very similar to the first one, as I said. The only difference is the symbol is slightly different.
Okay.
Make me Occult?
I don't have that.
Make me a spirit roll.
That's much better. 2 4s.
2 4s?
Yeah, pair of 4s.
Alright, you feel a weird resonance between these two knives. You can't quite vocalize what it is, but there's definitely some sort of vibe of these knives that gives you a very similar feeling. Very similar feeling to you.
To me?
You have this odd, yeah, you have like, it feels familiar.
Do they feel similar to my other knives?
No.
Okay.
But when you have talked to Ose,
Yes.
when you've talked to Ose, you have felt a similar feeling.
Kind of resonance from him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll me another spirit roll.
Okay.
Yup. Indeed.
No! The dice say no!
Alright. No, that's...
What? Yeah, that's for you.
Oh.
That's why I passed it to you, not.
So there is a feeling of... Pass this down.
These are most Benny heavy sessions.
Yeah, I like it.
Those were my first 2 pennies this entire night.
Yeah, but everybody's used at least 2.
Fair.
Yeah, no, like,
I mean,
you're concentrating on it, and then you kind of, like, lose it.
I would absolutely just, in the middle of this carriage, just be like, hey, Ose.
Yeah.
I feel like these knives have something to do with you. I don't know. When I talk with you, when I talk with you, it feels the same way.
Well, of course. We've had this discussion before. My husbands have quite a hand in some of the goings on in this world. And they tend to leave gifts to those who they like.
Magic knives?
No.
I get very visibly disappointed. Then, are either of these yours?
I am above that.
Hmm. Do you hate your cousins who these belong to?
We aren't on speaking terms as much. In fact, I would go to say they are quite antagonistic to me.
Hmm.
Given I am basically you at the moment, and I like where I'm
Hmm. Would you be upset if I kept these?
at. No, but I feel like my cousins might be.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I kind of shake it off,
Mhm.
talking to Ose, and then just
You lose whatever vibe you're getting from the knives.
okay.
They feel like normal knives now.
It's gonna be hard getting like covers for these.
Sorry, just duct tape into your head. 4 knife style.
At this point, your bosses who have seen you have that whole one-sided conversation go, you mean sheets?
Yes, sheaths.
Why, yes, the normal word, sheath. That's what I meant.
The human word.
Alright. Anything else?
Unless they have anything else to say to me. They as in my
No,
employers or anything.
They're just fine riding in silence, mulling over what the fuck. Alright. So with that, we have exited the party.
Ba-da-da.
Huzzah!
Is there?
Huzzah.
Alright, so now we are going to do a little bit of a time skip.
Yep.
Um,
Everybody makes it home safely.
yes.
Yeah, I was
Both
like-
of you have an extra level of fatigue. You are now fatigued.
I am max. I am just this side of death's door.
Yes.
I
How-
have every possible
Is
negative.
fatigue resolved by sleeping, or do you need to like do?
How long of a time skip are we talking again?
Yeah.
You guys make it back in a decent amount of time.
Mhm.
I would say an hour or two. Well, actually, like 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It was a ways out there. You make it so they drop you off at the hotel. You got there 2 hours.
Did they give me any further instructions?
Just to meet them back at their hideout for payment.
Have they given me the actual hideout or just the slum hideout?
Just the slums hideout.
Okay.
And you guys get back about 6 hours later.
Yep.
Hey, half the pace of a carriage. That's pretty fast.
Let's
That
be
is
honest,
pretty fast.
JR's leaning on Everett.
Well, maybe the carriages are just not going that fast.
Look, we're in the forest. JR can parkour his
Parkour
way through.
And that's why you come
He's
home
leaning on
fatigued.
Everett, but also like sidewalking on the trees as they pass.
I mean, I was kind of thinking like you're fading in and out of consciousness, and every time you wake up, you tell Everett to put you down.
Every time you wake up and you're like running through the trees. Apparently, this is just sleepwalking.
That's why he only has one level of fatigue instead of two.
Actually,
Two.
the Sasquatch does come
Okay.
and help you guys to the edge of the forest,
Free
Yeah.
sleeping.
which, in fact, does get you there a little,
Yeah.
quite a bit quicker.
That's why it's only 6 hours.
Yep. All right. So, is there anything else we want to do?
Morgan stays up that night,
Mhm.
finishes the article about the party using their colleague's notes, and then goes to the telegraph operator's house and wakes him up in the small hours of the morning.
Before you leave, I think,
But I have
we arrive.
the main book.
I'm just giving you all of them.
3 hours?
So, 3 hours.
Could you do your job in 3
'Cause-
hours?
Yes, actually, because Morgan's been collaborating on the background context of this and did take a bunch of notes.
Yeah.
This shit needs to be on the front page of the morning paper.
I would,
And then,
I would very much not like to be on the front page of the morning paper.
and then
but-
JR and Everett walk in. You're finishing up.
I have a job to do.
Oh, hey. You're still up.
Still?
We just arrived.
Oh, right. I did see you. Are you okay?
No.
Yep.
By the way, the article that I write to send to get on the paper this morning is not so much sensationalized as sensitive, but it does not skimp on the building falling in.
Okay.
And-
no.
I would have said something like more to come as statements from
There's
other
another article in this.
More to come in the afternoon edition.
Yeah, more to come in because Morgan's literally going to send this telegraph, take a nap, and then go find anybody who knows anything about anybody who survived.
And this is back when there's multiple broadsheets a day.
Yeah. like, Morgan was literally, like, the invitation was so that way there'd be something printed that morning.
Alright, so you are sending the story that you wrote, or is the...
Story that they wrote.
Okay.
Yeah, the story that I wrote. So, like, I was working with the reporter that I'm subbing for.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of the background written.
Yeah.
And so that I, like, edit in, like, how the party went. And so, like, I had a bunch of shit about how the party was going when it was going fine. And then I was also a direct witness to all of the shit that went down.
The show day shit.
Yeah. So, like, you know, I don't necessarily need to sensationalize it because it was fucking wild.
No, fair enough.
I don't
Yeah.
cop to any of the crimes that I saw, though. I'm not a snitch.
I don't cop to any of the crimes I saw or committed. I, in fact, was purely a bystander.
I was purely a bystander, and so were all the people killing each other.
Alright, so...
The law clearly states that you can use lethal force in
In self-defense.
defense of another,
Or, yes.
or to stop a violent crime. It's
And-
right there, black and white. That's
So,
all we did.
so
Stop the
weirdly,
violent crime.
even
Multiple
though...
times.
Even
Well, I
though
was-
there's a lot of
I was
details
defending myself.
about, like, stuff that's going down, at the same time, things that Morgan would have directly witnessed about the actual violence, it's obvious that Morgan would have noticed, does not describe the perpetrators or victims, just that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Passive voice wins again.
Like, I keep those in my notes, and I will maybe comply with law enforcement.
A group of servants became stabbed.
Pretty much.
A group of servants just ran into a bunch of knives repeatedly.
Well, it's more like there was fighting that broke out.
Yeah.
And just
Alright.
not super describe who the aggressors or victims
So-
were.
That will cost a bit.
To telegram it.
Yes, to telegraph it.
It probably comes out of the advance I get, but
5 cents a word.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that's why they pay me the big bucks.
Uh-huh. Alright, so I'm going to say that this does not come out of the
Okay.
This comes out of the advance.
Yeah.
You won't have much after this, but
Well, the paper pays enough to get the telegraph on time.
okay.
Like, the paper is paying for it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's a business expense.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's fucking expensive, but they wanted this article on time.
Yep.
And it's a good article, so.
And it's a
Sure
good article.
All right. So
Front page all throughout the rest of the entire
They're
game.
gonna sell out and go to a reprint with what this is. This is the
Everett's gonna have.
this
a
is the
copy of
front
this one.
fucking page.
Even
This
though he
isn't
was
the
there.
Tombstone Epitaph. This is some local newspaper
And it's a regional.
or regional newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this.
There's no.
this one.
The
Is
Tombstone
there?
will
Yeah.
definitely pick it up.
Did Morgan see the Sasquatch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they report on it?
Morgan reported on everything that they saw at the party.
Yeah, so Yeti and Sasquatch are in it.
So if someone tells Everett that, then yes, he will absolutely collect one.
I mean,
All
there's no
right.
way the Tombstone isn't going to report on this as well.
The Tombstone is absolutely going to pay Morgan a lot of fucking money for all the details that she chooses not to put in the respectable, reasonable feature.
That Everett will have a copy of.
Mm-hmm.
okay. So it appears to go through fine.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything back tonight. You go to bed.
I know this telegraph guy, by the way.
Okay.
He and I have an arrangement.
What is this arrangement?
I can knock on his door at any time, and he will be happy to see me.
Getting paid by
Right,
the word.
Greg?
Heck yeah. Gets paid by the word for a newsie who publishes giant articles. Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that sounds like an arrangement.
Yep. Yeah. So you pay him the.
Who's knocking on
Everything.
my door at 3 a.m.? Oh,
Ooh.
money. Money is
Yeah.
knocking on my door at 3 a.m.
Well, it's also a very pretty person, and he also, like, it's worth his time personally.
Yeah.
goes through. You go to bed. The next morning dawns.
I lock, by the way. I haven't made any time to go through it, but I'm gonna lock everything I stole from the mansion in the lowest second locking compartment of my writing desk.
Okay.
It is keyed differently from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Then I sleep.
Alright.
Next day.
Next day. Who wants to start?
I have some errands I'd like to do.
Okay.
I want to go get my suit cleaned, because it's probably got some blood on it.
Yup.
I get it.
It's a very, very, well, last night it was ochre. It's dried scents. It's become a little bit darker.
Mm-hmm. I'd like you to get cleaned sooner rather than later.
Alright, where are you taking it?
Oh, to Baozai's Garments.
Ah, well, oh. The entering Baozai sees you and looks you up and down and blanches a little bit.
Hi!
Hi.
Do you know a good place to get your garments clean pressed?
We can do it here.
Lovely! I have, your suit was perfect for last night.
He sets down a knife. Your suit was great. I am glad to hear it.
So when can I expect this clean by?
For you, a valued customer, tomorrow.
Lovely! I'll be back tomorrow midday.
We'll have it.
I tip my hat and I adjourn.
Is this your matching hat or is this your normal hat?
My normal hat. My
Okay.
matching hat is with that, because unfortunately it probably also has some blood on it.
A little bit.
Maybe not as much, but
Some of the bells were definitely gummed up a little bit by viscera.
Yeah. So, after a sleep of the dead, Specs wakes up, a bit bleary.
Everett and JR are there.
Wait, hang on, in my room?
Obviously.
yeah, I was gonna say
Specs.
you and I were sharing.
Hell.
Yes.
Like
So, question.
so you two
Going
would be
back
sleeping
to
on
the
the
night
floor.
before, what does Specs and what does everyone do?
So yeah, unless I see these two roll in, I'm going to try to wait up, realize that it is 2 a.m. and I'd rather not accidentally misapply anything and go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, and
They were up and functional last I saw them. I'm certain they'll hold.
Lester is very unrestlessly trying to rest in the bed next to you.
Yep,
Mhm.
that was expected.
So, you take off your mask before bed, right?
Yes.
Okay, so taking it off, you see Lester snuggle down with his pillows, in his blankets, just smiling to himself as he drifts off to sleep.
And I look over.
You know what this man did.
Oh yeah, no. I saw it.
It's the only time I get a full night's sleep.
I look at the suit.
It's hanging up.
Yep,
Oh yeah, I forgot to zip it up.
dripping.
Did you at least put like a hanky under it, or is it just full on dripping onto the floor?
Oh, I
I at least hung it up.
True.
just hung it up. I'm not putting anything under there. I make sure that I have elixir for tomorrow because I don't know where these two are. They aren't here, and I need to make sure that I will be able to. So yes, I go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
How clear has JR made it to Everett? Or how clear has JR made it to Everett how injured he is?
I mean, apart from visually,
I don't have medicine.
I mean, I could
roll me a notice roll.
At +2.
Yes.
That's
actually,
a 6.
and JR actually was pretty clear about it.
Yeah.
That was JR's entire opposition to let's climb down the building.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like, I can't.
I am in extreme pain.
So sometime around, I don't know, 3, 4 in the morning.
3? Wait.
Not
Yeah, you're gonna get woken up.
You would have gotten there at like 6. Because you
Well,
got
when
home
did
at
the party
like
start?
It was.
It's kind of late.
Yeah, I'd
It was
assume
like
that it started at like 8.
8,
And that
and then
unveiling happened at like 10ish.
basically there was a lot of milling about in between.
We
Yeah,
get
so
back
3,
in the
4
morning.
in the morning.
Okay.
No, yeah, no, okay, that's fair.
Well, that would.
'Cause
So,
then that would-
if
all
you
the
got
nonsense
home
is
at
done
3 or
by-
4 in the morning,
Yeah.
that means that I got home at 9.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that.
Well, no, we got home at 3, 4 in the morning. 6 hours before that. 6 hours before 4 in the morning. would
10.
be 10.
Sorry, I would have gotten. I would have
You got-
gotten.
So you would have gotten home around 11.
So that means the fight and everything would have happened in like less than an hour.
It
Oh
did.
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Because
6
that's
seconds.
about how fast
Fights are fast.
fights are
6
fast.
seconds around.
Mm.
So yeah, it took about a minute and a half.
So
Fair.
if the reveal was 9:30, 10 o'clock, the fight was over by 10:30.
Okay. So I was.
You
hoping-
don't understand how much you butchered these guys.
You were a blender.
Yes, I was.
It was just a nice workout for you.
Yes, I was, guys. You don't have to keep on
All right, so
complimenting me. I understand.
3 or 4 in the morning, you hammer on the door.
Knock, 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 knock.
Do you notice that JR hasn't managed to get in the door? Is it so?
Air's attempting to parkour through the door. Yes.
At this point, it's
JR has
automatic.
no idea where his keys are. Or however the doors are secured.
Everett waits about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes.
Yep.
Knock, knock.
No. Tonight's been a night.
Waits about another 2 minutes. Smacks.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm a rock.
Yeah, and kind of the same.
One would say you were sleeping like the dead.
Mm.
Which you aren't, obviously. Totally not dead.
Definitely not. Nope.
But no, Specs might turn over, but she ain't getting up. Not until either until she is moved. Yeah, no, this is what I expect.
That's Helene.
You've been climbing buildings all night. As far as you know, you can scale this.
How do you break down a door?
Strength?
Yeah, probably strength. No. Fight.
I think that's the same die.
Don't forget your fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
That's minus
Wait, are you
one.
gonna go for the
Yeah,
latch
just
side or the hinge side?
Everett knows how to break down a door,
Oh,
probably.
shit.
Fight.
Everett picks up JR.
Yep.
Yeah.
JR
5 minus 1 is in fact 4.
Mm-hmm.
Crunch!
Yeah, that gets her up, and there is a stick of dynamite.
Spax, are you awake?
Goes to light candle. Wait.
Goes like candle in hand. Hold on.
It's pitch black in here. I don't know. You have dynamite. Spax, are you awake?
Everett?
Yeah, who else would it be?
There is
He
a
raised a valid
long,
point.
long list of individuals, none of whose names I fully understand. Puts the dynamite down.
We'll unpack that later. Do you have any of those magic potions? JR's
Yeah.
not feeling so good.
Also, not that everyone would know this, it is 5 hours too late to use any of his potions. Or her potions.
Yeah, that's why I have to go shopping.
Yep.
Because I am out.
I was waiting for that to happen. Just like,
Yeah, because
"Alright,
I was
don't
like-
worry, I got the potions.
Why isn't it
Why is it working?
Yeah, no, I had. Yeah. I would not be able to heal them right now. I wouldn't be able to heal either of you because you were 3 hours time lag either way.
I didn't take any damage.
Everett is whole and hail from this. A little
I'm
bit
just
tired from
tired
the
from
walking.
carrying JR for 6 hours.
A
Healthy
little bit
is
tired
the
from the
worst.
walking, but JR is ready to go.
I'm so
In his
Mr.
body,
JR is in
baby.
dire need of attention, but I'm out of
JR, how
components.
dire?
JR's parkouring all around the room in his head.
JR drops his keys.
Let me put it this way. He stopped talking about an hour ago.
Oh, that is quite severe. I don't even know anyone that would be open. There's no one downstairs because they would have seen.
Nope, they didn't hear it.
Nope. Yeah.
Somehow the crunch was soft enough to not be heard from downstairs.
It was a gentle
They were
crunch.
really tired dealing with customer
It
service bullshit.
it was more of a push, shoulder check.
Yeah, it was a shoulder check.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Unfortunately, the
hotel, but that
locks
doesn't mean
are
the doors are nice.
yeah the locks are about as flimsy as Morgan's hotel.
Yeah.
It's
But then
probably
the hinges are better.
it's probably one of those like latch situations where if you stick a stiff enough card through it, you can lift up the latch, and if you shoulder check it hard enough, the latch bends
Yeah.
and slides out,
Yep.
and then you can just bend it back.
This is before metal foot plates, so it doesn't actually have to break the door. It just has to break that like 1/8 of an inch of wood.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm out of materials, and it's early. I have no idea where we would be able to find anything.
Make me a bigger roll.
Hey, I make this one.
Okay, you are continuing to work at your door.
I have no
Nice.
keys on the floor.
Is there a candle in here?
Yeah. You've lit it.
Yes.
You didn't just light
No.
the dynamite, don't
Yes,
worry.
I know. Because there was a reason I made that joke. I go over. How much blood is in his body still?
Roll me medicine.
I don't know, less than there should be.
Lesser than there should be.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that'd be
That's the
then
worst.
dire.
Nobody loves it.
Dire?
I am not a people doctor.
Yes, that was the point.
I am a machine doctor.
Yes, I'm a doctorate, not that kind of doctor.
Jesus, now the dice say no too.
Wait, does that 4 not count?
That 4 is a -2 because I don't have medicine.
Ah, okay.
I am not a people doctor.
Yep.
Alright. You just can tell that it's a lot. Sorry, that's inside, not enough.
Eh,
Okay, at this point I'm waking up.
yeah.
Too much happening in my room.
What's going on?
Lester, JR,
That blood.
anyone. Do you know where I would be able to find an apothecary at this morning?
Apothecary?
Someone that has a lot of chemicals.
I can give him
Powders.
some liquor.
I severely believe that would actually speed up the process of him losing his soul.
Hold on. I take a look at him for a moment. Can I use some kind of skill with the fact of how deadly I am to know how bad of a situation he's in?
What would be
Creative application
what would be a
of fighting
skill
style.
that you'd use?
I mean, I would think my fighting die because of with the whole stabbing.
Fighting die -4.
-4?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
You know how to get blood out. You don't know how much blood go in.
I got 5.
A 5?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
after the -4?
People usually
Yes,
don't
that's after
continue
the
walking
minus
around
four.
when you've stabbed them as
So
much as
that's
I
a
appear
six.
to have been.
Yeah, that is a success. So,
I'm
based
actually
on-
impressed with how much blood he's lost.
Yes, based on your extensive history with exsanguinating people, you are able to determine. Yes, not enough is in him, and getting him to a doctor is probably a very good idea.
Okay. Do I know one locally?
No,
Okay.
you are
We
not
should
from
ask.
around here.
Wait.
You should ask JR.
Yes,
No, let's find out.
I've been trying.
We should ask the front desk.
Hey!
Okay.
Good idea.
You go down there. I'm going to try to. I will try to see if Mr. JR. He seems to know some things. Hopefully, has some level of.
I
clarity.
bring Bart and his translation book.
Good.
Yeah.
Knock, 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 knock.
There's not a door.
Well, no, to Bart's room?
Bart's room has a
No,
door.
you have the key to Bart's room.
Yeah.
Because you and
Yeah,
Bart.
but I went downstairs.
All right. So you go down. All right. So we're gonna do you, then you trying to get Bart. So you go up to the desk. There is no one there.
Ding. Ding, ding, ding.
Nobody arrives.
Ding, 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 ding.
Nobody continues
Ding,
to
ding,
arrive.
ding, 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 ding.
Okay. A bellboy, like, wakes, literally eye comes out of the back. Yes.
Where can I find a surgeon?
The bellboy speaks English.
Well, he makes some sort of,
Hey, he got lucky.
he makes a greeting towards you.
Where can I find a surgeon? Like a tailor, but for people.
He speaks in a language you do not understand.
Son of a bitch.
Would I be walking down with Bart at this point?
Nope, Bart's asleep.
Damn it. I knock louder.
God damn it.
Let's see what Bart's vigor is.
You two are gonna cost us the remainder of our
Okay, so
10 days.
realizing that words are not helping here,
Bart comes to the door. Yes.
Hey, we gotta take JR to the hospital, and I might need your ability to speak to people who are not us.
I can't. What?
You have the book on Korean translation.
Yeah.
Book. Yes.
This is not Korean.
Give
no.
me a second.
Language translation.
Wait, is it Cantonese or something?
Yeah.
Lester doesn't know that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. This is like,
So I am gonna go for JR.
Pokemon,
In fact, yeah, I'm gonna keep thinking
your
it's Korean.
sister Athena's here.
Hey Athena, you're welcome. I got your brother back.
stop it. You want to kill him.
Honestly, it probably would have been better for everyone if he had died.
Probably.
Anyway, so realizing that words are not going to work with this bellboy, Everett takes out a knife, mimes being stabbed, and then goes, "Where go?" If I got stabbed, where go?
He runs off to the back.
Yeah.
I put my knife away.
I go over to JR. Mr. JR, please sit down.
John, make me a vigor roll.
Oh, hey, I make this one. 6.
Alright, so you are not still trying to get into your room.
I have lost my key.
Yes, you realize that now.
I lost my key.
I know. I suspect that you've also lost a fair bit of blood there.
Definitely.
I need to know. The wounds are too old for my serum. I need to know your wounds.
Oh.
I need to know where I'd be able to find an apothecary.
The concierge comes back and
Talk to the
says to you,
front
"Are you
desk.
okay, sir? Are you trying to hurt yourself?"
No, my friend has been hurt. I need to find a doctor.
Oh. Okay. One moment. They go to the back. You hear them talking.
Neat.
One should be by in half an hour.
Amazing.
Will cost extra. It is late.
I come down.
That's probably okay.
I come down with the candle. Oh, Everett,
There's a doctor coming. They'll be here in half an hour.
that'll be good.
Did Bart and I just follow behind?
No, Bart has handed you the book and gone back to bed.
Is the
Yeah.
English-speaking concierge still here when Specs comes down?
Yes.
I turn to Specs. There will be a doctor here in 30 minutes.
Lester shambles
Yeah.
down the stairs behind you. Hey guys, I got the book.
I'll make sure that Mr. JR stays conscious then until that happens.
Slap. Stay awake. Slap. Stay awake.
Stay with us. Someone get me ice water.
So yes, I go back and I keep JR company until the surgeon appears.
Okay.
Do we not need the book?
No, it would seem that the message got across.
Knock, 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 knock. Bart.
No. I wouldn't do that. I would attempt to slip the book under the door.
Roll me a strength check.
A 7.
It fits. Sorry, let me rephrase that. You get it under the door.
Yup.
Job well done.
Can you roll an attack damage on the book?
Sure.
What book?
Knowing how hinges were made in this age, my question is actually, is the door still there? Because it would have just been lifted out of its hinge pins.
Well, it's not that thick of a book.
I'm more thinking you shoved
The
the
hinge
book
pins
underneath the...
Used to be like minimal amounts of metal.
So what I'm imagining is he just shoved the book underneath, not like lifting it up, but just shoving whatever portion of the book
Yes.
could make it underneath the door.
This was a soft-covered book.
That's why
Oh, I absolutely imagine that the book is a little crumpled, right? But like
More
the
than a little bit.
yeah, but the
I'm
door
not-
itself could be leaning out of its post.
Did you ever hear that
It's still
story?
readable.
Did you ever hear that story
The
about
door is definitely still readable.
this is true.
Did you ever hear that story about the person that takes romance novels and, for portability, cuts them in half? I suspect this is similar. It's now a very portable book.
It's that damaged. Jeez.
Oh,
Shoved it through
It's
a door.
probably Farmer's Almanac use now.
yep.
Like. So anyway, back to catching some Z's.
Yeah, kind of that. So I wait for the surgeon to arrive.
So the surgeon arrives. Where's the patient?
On
Sorry,
the floor in the middle of the hall.
He comes in and starts speaking to you in Chinese.
Bart.
Just grab him.
I say, come. I don't. Just come with us, my friend, upstairs.
Alright, he follows.
I've tried.
Bart, we need the book.
I have tried to move JR to my bed.
If I was awake.
Are you awake?
No.
Okay.
I try to move JR to my bed.
I think JR is probably awake enough to help.
Alright. So we get you to my bed.
Mm-hmm. So Bart is now on the bed.
What?
Bart? Wow.
We get
Bart's
Bart,
not
he's in
bad.
his bed.
That is true.
JR is on the bed. What? Make me a vigor roll.
With the wounds or not with the wounds?
With the wounds.
Okay. 0. I will.
Go for it.
I'll give it another go because that's still 0. Hey!
That's it.
10. That's a success at 6.
That's 6.
Or sorry, 5. 10 minus 5 is 5.
You are able to stay awake. It's hard, but you are able.
Yay!
So the doctor comes in and seeing you rushes over.
I don't look like I'm dead.
He manages to get you patched up. You are up to 1 wound. It's like, you are not going to feel good in the morning. You are no longer bleeding out. 2 levels of wound have been gained.
Wow. He's a good doctor.
Surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And that is all you can do at the moment.
Alright. I mean, fair enough. And
And now
JR
JR can
is
talk to
asleep.
the doctor to figure out payment. Because none of us speak Chinese.
it's really funny. The only person who can talk.
Is the patient.
Oh.
So after about an hour of helping you and
Yeah.
like sewing you up, resetting your bones, it is not an enjoyable process.
No.
But you feel better. By the end, you feel a lot better.
That's good.
So that would be $20.
Shit,
I
I
mean,
want this health plan.
Yeah,
I-
$20 times. Yeah.
That's still a lot.
No, I'm trivial.
I mean, I'm happy
I
to pay it. I
own
think
more
I know.
than
the money's in
that
my-
in medical debt adjusted
My
for
money's
today's
in my
dollars.
other
Oh, yeah,
bag.
no, 100%.
Let me go get it.
Right now.
I've also lost the key.
Where is the kitty?
It's on the floor in front of the door.
I'm
But I don't know where it is.
while you're being patched up, I go over, I get the key in.
Oh, that's a great health plan.
Completely honest, yes.
That's less than $7. That's less than $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also at this point it's not.
What?
It's not great medicine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it healed 2 wounds. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
you're not being moved though. I'm taking your bed for the night.
That's fair.
So I
Did you
go
find
over the
key,
door.
Or the money. Yeah.
Yeah, she found the key.
It was not. I think it was not hidden or particularly that hard to find. It was just on the floor. And
Yeah.
JR with -5.
I'm taking Mr. JR's bed for the evening.
That makes sense.
I open the door. Hello, Shuksa. I
I-
go.
I
JR
room-
has his own room.
Yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
right.
That
I
was
room
kind of the
Bart.
problem.
I forgot about that.
I room
Yep.
with Bart.
Yeah, you room with Bart. And so I just go in and I flop down on that bed.
I completely miss the book in the way.
You're tired.
No, I just happened to step right over it.
Okay.
I don't even see it there.
Alright. So you go in. Shoops is there, wagging her tail happily.
Scritches.
She definitely didn't go in the corner.
Yeah,
Tomorrow problems.
no problems.
And yeah, no. Then it's bedtime.
Yep.
And then we go back to the beginning of the next day. Lester goes out, gets his everything dry cleaned.
Yeah, I'd also like to make a healing roll. So
Mm-hmm.
I eat my pound of food and get a 9 on my figure roll because I believe that's how that works, right?
Think so?
I use my stitching perk.
Stitching perk.
Yeah, it's I can make a natural healing roll every day as long as I eat a pound of meat for each attempt.
Which is why you always
Stitching. Dead man with stitching regenerates much faster than normal.
That zombie
You
is
make a natural
hella
healing
good.
roll every day, provided you consume a pound of meat in each attempt. Yes.
I heal my wound.
Okay. Underneath, so you eat the flesh and you can feel your body regenerating.
Yep.
Like the bullet holes that you had and the organs within kind of fill out again. Yeah, no, like it's an odd feeling. You felt it before,
Yep, sure have.
but like
Can't get used to it.
itches.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and
JR is still sleeping.
okay.
Definitely.
Everett also sleeps in to clear fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because he's exhausted from all that walking and carrying.
Because he's fatigued.
Specs will probably sleep in until like noon.
Alright.
And then,
That's what I'm thinking with that.
Yeah.
At some point, he wakes up, digs out some food for.
Digs out some food for Bart,
Shuksa.
digs out some food for Shuksa. Bart goes catatonic sometimes. You need to always have food for him.
Moves Shuksa's waste as best as he can into the chamber pod.
Mm-hmm.
Not out the window.
Alright.
Actually, at this time period, it probably would just go out the
Yeah,
window.
you just yelled "Chum bucket" around.
Yeah.
Shot bucket!
Sounds like I have some extra time.
Mm-hmm.
you do.
Let's go to...
Yes.
So Morgan would have brought her portable writing desk to the telegraph guys.
Is this in the morning or is this at night?
This is early the night, and then they would have stayed the night.
Okay.
And so would have gotten there 6 hours, and so from getting there at 3 a.m. is now waking up kind of early at 9 a.m. and is going to duck out and go, like, see...
Yeah, it's painted blind.
Well, they need to collect a bunch of, like, follow-up info for the evening news,
Mm-hmm.
and, so
Or no, that was on
they need to also collab with the other reporter,
Alright.
and they need to find a safe place to investigate what they took from the mansion, but they're just going to sort of keep that under wraps because they're not supposed to know any of that, and so they're definitely not going to put anything that they're not supposed to know into the articles.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, back to reporter business all day.
Okay. Do you find a copy of the paper?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's my work.
It's under the headline of Unattended Cook Fire Crashes Local Bash. A lot of the wilder bits have been taken out. They appear to have spun it as a cook fire gone out of control.
Which there was enough sensitizing of it, not sensationalizing of it, to, like, that's an absolutely valid read.
Mhm.
Like, I work with this paper a lot. They know me.
Yep. So, unfortunately, there's also a death toll. Some people didn't make it out.
Yeah, and I knew that. I just didn't have hard numbers. So,
Mhm.
like, if they had hard numbers from another reporter that the editor could have put together in time for the morning news,
Or just made up some numbers.
At least
that
7 dead.
particular paper probably wouldn't have made up numbers, but there are some papers that absolutely would have.
There isn't much, like, yes, your stuff is in there. They appear to have very much crunched down on any of the supernatural bit, any of the people. They don't have any names yet, but
Yeah,
they do promise more
it
information.
it
about
was
that.
like, it was in there, but there was definitely a version of this article that I expected them to present, so I made it easy for them to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Multiple branches.
I know who they are. I want them to come and get me for, you know, articles again. So I'm not gonna, like, write weird stuff that makes them a bunch of
That
work.
goes to the epitaph.
Yeah, that goes.
That goes to the epitaph. Like,
You heard the news in mainstream media. Here's what really happened.
yeah, like, the editors like me because I don't make a ton of work for them.
Yep.
So I would have absolutely made it easy for them to do that crunching down.
Yeah.
They can have the extra information if they want it.
All right. So now you're going to link up with your.
Other reporter who's probably a little bit mobile, but, like, you know, they're not going anywhere fast.
Yeah, you need to.
We need to debrief that morning, and then the two of us need to go talk to anyone who made it back from the party, and because the evening paper's gonna come out, we're gonna need an update.
Yeah. No, you meet up with whomsoever that was, and you try and track down anybody that you can.
Yep.
Make me. What would be a good tracking down people skill?
Well, I have the connections edge. So I
True.
can just assume that,
That
between
would-
me and the telegraph operator,
Yes, that.
who
Yes.
doesn't get mad at me for knocking at his door at weird hours because I make it worth his while.
hmm That in fact works. You are able to find some other people, other than those that you rode back with, who made it back. They didn't get to see much. They were some of the first people out. You are unable to find where the host went, though. The host is gone aground.
That makes sense. If your very expensive house was attacked, you would probably, not want to be within reach.
The follow-up with the people they are still very shaken by what happened, and are trying to honestly figure out what happened.
Yeah.
Because they were some of the first people out. All they know is something broke free. A weird smiling masked man appears to have jimmied open the cage or pulled out something.
Interesting.
Hmm. Wonder. Huh. That seems
Rumors.
wild.
But I'll write them down.
And beyond that, they're unsure.
Yeah, they're unsure.
Make me a
I think I have investigate.
investigation.
I'm gonna see if I do. I have research. Is that investigate, or is that investigate a different?
Oh yeah,
skill?
no. Investigation is a skill.
Oh, it is.
I should know this. Bart has it. He uses it quite a bit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the skill that you and I couldn't remember. That should have been on the sheet
That would make sense, because you would absolutely have to.
as a reportive. Because I don't have it on my sheet, and we couldn't remember. There was one skill that we couldn't remember should be on there.
Investigative reporting would be.
Yeah, so I have a D10 in notice and a D10 in smarts. What would that mean that I could do for investigation?
Let's see. Investigation.
And I have a D6 in research.
There is no investigation skill.
Research might be. Yeah, no, it was research. Research is quite good.
And that's off
Okay.
of smarts, so then D10 would be the max.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a D6 in research, and that would be what I am using to find more statements for the evening
Yes.
paper. Alright, so that's 2 D6s to roll. I have 5.
5.
I got double 5s.
Cool. A lot of that going around these days.
Mm-hmm.
So you are able to find the statement of one of the later people.
Ooh.
They barely managed to get out. In fact, they are hiding in, so you are able to track them down to a hotel. You knock on their door and they don't want you to come in. Something happened last night and they're scared to show their face.
Okay.
They are willing to give you a statement through the door about an odd monster that came over the roof and jumped down and killed a bunch of people.
Like a spider?
They didn't get a good look. All they know is they saw a skull in the dark.
A skull in the dark? Okay. Well, that's probably a little too outlandish for this paper, but I'll keep that on hand for the epitaph.
That's probably what all those bodies we saw were.
tombstone epitaph. Stranger
Boulders
than
rolling
fiction.
down. Boulders rolling down the mountain would be killing.
Just random
people.
No, he's an upstanding citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
not that his people
So-
are citizens, but he's a good
Did
member
I
of
find
society.
enough to
Yeah.
to print in a respectable paper?
Make me another research roll.
Okay.
+2.
+2.
Estimated death toll climbs past 50.
Probably not that high.
What does +2 mean that I
Exotic
Okay.
creatures blamed for
12.
high death count.
Fuck. Yeah, no, you have enough. So you've made a better picture of what was going on in the party beforehand, like the connections that were being made, who was talking to whom. Like there were some oddities that people noted. Two never before seen people were brought up to the host's private library. Who could these people be? Who are they? What is the story behind that? And also, they apparently managed to talk down.
I happen to remember speaking with a society nobody last night who had been in the host's personal library.
Weird. Also,
Yeah, no, that seems weird.
Reginald Smythe was seen. Reginald Smythe, notable high society, like busybody, was seen fleeing the sea.
Who told me that? Because they and I need to have a coffee date for the next day.
Okay.
Because remember, that was one of my side projects.
Mhm.
Is that like
Oh, I
this fucker's my rival now?
Yep. You are given a name. Name will come later. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So
I have enough for the evening news.
Mm-hmm.
I go do my job.
All right. Anyone else want to do something?
Yes. Well, I don't know if I have enough time before you guys wake up. I mean, not that it matters. But I was probably going to try and find a leather worker for a sheath for these daggers.
Okay.
I don't know if that needs to be, like...
How are you going to find it?
As I leave Baozai's, or Baozai's, I'm like, one more thing. Do you know any good leather workers?
No.
Damn.
That's surprising.
They definitely don't.
That's still surprising.
Do you know someone who might know?
They really specialize in cloth.
I would look around. Look around the garment district.
Okay. Then I proceed to look around the garment district.
Roll me
For a tannery.
Notice.
Not hard to find tanneries.
Yeah, just
Maybe
follow your
hard
nose.
for me.
Well, yeah, you don't have much of a nose anymore, do you?
That's true. I'm missing the olfactory senses.
Okay. I
olfactory
in fact
senses?
noticed.
I said
'cause,
olfactory, but also olfactory totally works.
I got a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
You were able to find one.
Neat.
You don't know whether they're reputable or not, but they seem to have a decent amount of business going in and out of business.
Okay. Can I inspect their goods?
You may.
Even better, do they have any sheaths?
Sorry, give me 1 second. They do. They have a couple holsters and a few sheets.
Can I kind of inspect their quality?
Yeah, roll me notice.
Oh boy. I'm still bad. 5!
It's a to your knowledge, it is of good quality.
Okay. Then I will approach them.
Okay.
Oh! I'd like something custom made.
They speak to you in a different language.
Deep
Is
very
Do you
familiar.
need to
No,
to flip the coin
no, I
about
don't.
whether or not you just whip out a knife?
No, because unfortunately for you, I'm the type to whip out a knife.
This isn't a 50-50. It's a 100.
The question is, like, do I continue to try and, like, just speak with them? Okay, so I'm gonna open my duster, right?
Your duster?
My duster.
Yes.
And I'm gonna point to my knife, but the sheath on my knife, right? Like this,
Mm-hmm.
but for this.
Let's see.
Can I make a performance check to make it better?
Sure. You can make a performance
That
check.
sounds like a performance check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Charades
time-honored
is in
art
fact
of miming.
performance.
Of course, it's
We are
the thing I'm
performing,
better
dang
at.
it.
It's the thing I'm better at that I fail. The second one's a crit fail,
Oh!
but I did roll a 2 on the first one. But I don't know.
Sorry, crit fail takes precedent.
Okay, cool.
I thought it was you just couldn't re-roll. Either way, I'm good to figure out what this crit fail does.
Sure. Let's see what this crit fail does.
I'm sad.
I think that everybody starts screaming and runs.
That's
Yeah.
the other direction I was going to.
Yeah, you're waving around the knife in a more menacing way than expected.
Yep. So basically, you open your you really sketchily open your duster and
Yeah,
just kind
that's
of like
fair.
point inside, and then you pull out a knife really slowly while maintaining eye contact.
And I point at the knife.
Yes.
And then
No. You point at him. Then you pull out the knife very slowly, and then you point at the knife, nodding your head.
He screams.
Yes, he screams and runs.
Huh. I don't think he understood.
All right. With that, Specs.
I get up.
Mm-hmm.
I go into my room, and
JR is passed out on your bed.
yep,
There is not a little amount of blood on the sheets.
yep, nope. Gonna clean those.
It actually makes it pretty easy to clean up the pool of blood underneath Lester's
Lester's suit is gone.
suit.
Yeah, there's
You know,
also
that's the floor where Lester's suit was hanging
Lester
over.
is also gone.
there's also those, but I expected that. Lester had a good night. We had a bad night. How badly how much damage is there to my dress?
To your dress?
Yeah.
I think you got out pretty unscathed.
Okay.
There's a
damage
little
to
bit of
teeth, but-
singeing around the hem,
Yeah.
but nothing a good seamstress can fix.
Beautiful. I am very happy about that. So I'm going to double check to make sure I didn't have any fragrance, and realizing that, I kind of sigh. Not quite the way that I thought my life would be going at this point. This is getting a little too common. And just kind of looks at JR. Alright. Get my hat.
Up, you lazy
Nice.
bones.
It's only like 75% Jenner's fault.
So go and take a bath, because I'm not going to get the smell of... None of us are going to get the smell of ghost rock out of our skin
Yep.
for a while, but I can at least tone it down.
Yep.
Mask it.
Yep.
It's a
Go
relatively nice
get
one.
dressed.
There's probably a perfume
go down
scent.
Yes. That would actually be a good idea. So I go to the concierge and I see if the one that speaks English is there.
As you come up, the one that is currently behind there goes and get the one that speaks English.
Beautiful. Good. Afternoon? It feels like afternoon.
Yes.
I'd be looking for a place that would speak English and would be able to that would have an apothecary of some kind.
Yes. Here is an address. Is there anything specific that you need?
Snakeskin, various herbs. Mostly just things that could be used for various tonics.
Okay. Gives you an address.
Beautiful. Well, thank you kindly. And I start out and I start piecing my way together on how the heck to get to this address.
Okay. Gonna put a pin in that. We are coming to the end of the night. Anything you want to do?
Nothing. We can't wait till next session.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
They're sleeping till noon.
It is currently 9:03. I say that we call it there for the night.
That sounds like a plan, then. We have survived somehow.
That was fun. Somehow? What do you mean?